of course, we all are going to talk about Kyle, but certainly a lot more competitors there as well.
Definitely. We just saw Kyle come off a loss at the Tulsa Shootout, and I could see that continuing into here. I mean, Kyle is absolutely the best of our generation, but there's a lot of talent throughout this entire field and a lot of guys that can knock him off of that top step. So there's some extra motivation here for Kyle at Chili Bowl, but these other guys are really hungry too.
There's a big old target on his back. We look forward to seeing how it's going to play out. Cars have rolled down onto the racetrack. Practice about to kick off. We need to kick off our coverage here from the booth by sending things down pit side to Brian Ward.
Thank you so much, Caleb. Standing here in the infield, back after the shootout, excited for night number one. One driver that I wanted to highlight in tonight's program. He ran 4 divisions at the Tulsa Shootout. He locked into LCQs in both of the Outlaw divisions. He ran the A feature in the A class where he finished 13th. Didn't make it in the stock non-wing, but he was with the JST Motorsports camp. He's in a JST car this week. That is Alex Sewell. He's driving the number 32, and he starts 8th in heat race number 2. Looking forward to see if he can carry some momentum with that JST team from the shootout to the Chili Bowl. Guys, let's go up top.
Thank you, Brian Ward. Yeah, it's go time here, Chris, for night number 1 of the Chili Bowl, the greatest week in the world when we're talking about midget racing, right? We were here 2 weeks ago, Tulsa Shootout, saw some badass racing. Now the midgets got their shot.
Yeah, the intensity picks up. You can feel it. Even on Monday, it is ratcheted up. Race of Champions tonight. A lot to look forward to all week, but Caleb said it, the storyline, the man everybody's watching, the guy to beat. Kyle Larson goes tonight. Guys like Canon Macintosh, Briggs Danner, Tanner Carrick, Shane Golovic, all coming after him. I think when Clinton gets there, guys, Cousin Cameron's in a good spot starting 7th in Heat 7. We'll see how it all unfolds. We'll go back to the booth. Caleb, Chris.
Welcome to the lead lap, Chris Moore. Clinton's been here from the beginning.
Here, what do you mean? I'm here. I'm here.
We're off and
they're chasing stories.
It's
we appreciate you. It is time. Looking forward to it. Our first session of Hasty Bake Hot Laps out on the Speedway now. Caleb getting this racetrack worked in. Again, we've got 9 heat races to kick off. Second opinion auto qualifying night, and this will be heat race 1 and 2 that'll get to roll this track.
We crested 400 entries. 404 was the last count that I got on that one. 69 going tonight. We are expecting darn near 90 cars a night by Thursday, so that number is going to grow. It's going to swell. And here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps, round number 1, about ready to kick off. Of course, heat races 1 and 2 roll down the ramp for a group hot lap session. You might see a few of them mixed in here or there, but heat race number 1, guys, we're going to start off with some very familiar names across the board, some drivers that are also flying under the radar for a good performance. We are looking at, amongst the drivers out there, car number 27, outside row number 1. That is the man with the Rocky Mountain Midget Racing Association for many, many years, Keith Rauch in the 27 car.
Yeah, he'll be one to watch for sure. A lot of rookies in this field, including the 3Z that's going to the inside there under this caution period of Trey Zorn. We saw him at the Tulsa Shootout a couple of weeks ago, put together some solid runs on Saturday in some of the B-main action, but again, getting his first crack at it here in a full midget here at the Expo. Trey Zorn in the 3Z. He's scheduled to roll off in heat race number 2 from the 4th position.
It's a good starting spot for Trey Zorn with a rookie in front of him, depending on how that rookie holds up. We'll talk about him in just a minute because that's an interesting story in and of itself. Corey Mullins is the 44J. That is outside row number 4 in heat race number 1. Mullins out of Greenbrier, Arkansas. Middle of your screen right now.
Definitely some of the scariest laps you take all week right here. We're going to shove, 15 to 18 cars out here at one time on a wide open, fast racetrack. So definitely got to take care of your stuff here in hot laps.
Chris,
go ahead, Caleb.
Chris, that driver that we just saw on the screen was the last driver to draw and drew the best pill, or the lowest pill, as it is. Nick Hoffman in the 2 car is on the pole for heat race number 1, and it's a driver from your neck of the woods. You've got to see plenty of racing from Nick over the course of the year.
Yeah, of course, the 2023 World of Outlaw Late Model Rookie of the Year, 5-time Dirt Car Modified Nationals champion Nick Hoffman from the Thrills from Mooresville, North Carolina. Again, on the pole of heat race number 1. Talked to him earlier this year, and he eyed another return trip to Chili Bowl with Jeff Taylor and the Rams Racing Group because last year did not go according to plan. He has spent a lot of the time thinking about this moment moment, getting this car back up in competitive action again. Had a rough and tumble Chili Bowl a year ago, and interesting to see what Nick Hoffman can do, fresh off the top 5 at the Gateway Dirt Nationals back in December.
Nick Hoffman, yeah, 5th quick on the speed charts there at a 12.3, so definitely some lap time to be picked up. Sam Hines, your quickest overall at 11.98.
Hines, who's going inside of row number 2 from Bloomington, Indiana on the 39H car. About, looks like 8 to 10 cars got laps at speed there during that session.
Yeah, we got bottled up pretty quick in that hot lap session as we're still getting cars off the racetrack here, and definitely going to get quicker. Last year we were seeing times in the low 10-second bracket, so.
Now you guys are eyeballing your guys for your dirt draft picks, right?
That's right. Starting to take
Most
a look.
definitely.
Dirt draft going to play along all week as we have in the last couple of years. I actually did really well last year until I think Friday. So
When you forgot to enter a lineup?
well, I was having trouble with the Wi-Fi signal in the infield, so we're going to learn from that lesson from that and not do that again.
It's either that or you just wanted to gift our producer another win, right?
No, certainly didn't want to do that. Certainly didn't want to do that. And speaking of, we're thinking of Tyler McKim. I know he's watching back at the hotel. A little ill. We hope to see him back here in the building shortly as we get our next group. And there's one of the favorites, the 71K Canon Macintosh in the Mobile 1 colors for Keith Kunz Motorsports. Mr. Monday Night going to try to dethrone Kyle Larson and get his shot at a Golden Driller on Saturday. And what a year for Canon Macintosh. USAC National Midget Champion, finally kind of went to the top of the mountain in that series and now comes in this building, Caleb, with a lot of momentum.
Had a monster year in midget racing. You saw a lot of results coming out from Cannon, and you know he's had this one circled, right? Monday night has been his night until last year when Kyle took it away from him. So Cannon looking for revenge tonight, and obviously you saw the pre-race show. He is on a lot of people's early picks here for going in. I mean, if you want to go counterculture, you want to go against Kyle, Cannon is kind of pick number 1A, right?
Absolutely. He's going to start 6th in heat race number 3, so in a really good spot when we get to the passing point situation with our heat races to make up some really good points here early in heat racing.
I feel like that's a really good heat race for him, too, taking a look at it and starting 6th. The pole for that one is going to be the 55K of Todd Cleaver, one of the Badger Midgets, who's on the Badger Midget motor program, which is down a little bit in terms of cubic inches there. So if he bottles that inside row up, Cannon could have some early spots easy in that heat. We do have to wait to see how it all plays out. As the driver directly ahead of Cannon in that heat race, you're looking at him right now. It's Drake Edwards out of Peoria, Arizona in the 83.
Yeah, teaming up with Chad Boat, CB Industries, got the Spike Speedway Toyota under the hood, and he put on a show during the Tulsa Shootout 2 weeks ago in the, the Outlaw Non-Wing, went C all the way to the LCQ and narrowly missed it to a trip to the A main. Of course, back last year here in this building was running in the night program in the Saturday C features, so a guy who's got a little bit of success in this building. But again, the Chad Boat car is really good in this building. We'll see plenty of them throughout the week, including the guy who finished runner-up a year ago, Dason Pursley.
Pursley is a very popular choice coming into the weekend, and especially considering that the weekend popular choices has already changed pretty significantly given the breaking information that came out yesterday afternoon about Buddy Kofoid.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was announced yesterday afternoon Buddy Kofoid will not be making a trip to the Chili Bowl Nationals, got under the weather in his trip to Australia, and so FloRacing was able to catch up with Keith Kunz and kind of talk about the options. And Keith had talked about yesterday maybe the potential of not running the car and keeping it as a backup, but it was announced this afternoon, just after the driver draw began, that Aiden Price, the 15-year-old out of North Carolina, will take the seat later on this week.
We need to check in up top. We have got Earl Hoon Jr. with us. Earl, what's going on, buddy?
I caught up here with Sam Hines. So far, he is fastest driver overall in dirt draft hot laps. And Sam, with the track being the way it is early on here, and as many cars are out there for a hot lap session, just how careful do you have to be out there? That way you don't get caught up in an accident, or possibly how careful do you have to be out there so you can maybe learn something, so you know what setup you could put for your upcoming heat race?
Yeah, that's a tough question. This is my first time in this building, and really my first time in a midget on a track like that. So, to be honest, I'm kind of happy with how tight it is, and I'm able to see where I can gauge and where where I can improve. So, I mean, the Hoosier Speed and the Bradley family have given me a rocket ship, and I'm just gonna do the best I can for them.
How about it, guys? Sam Hines starting strong off night number 1, qualifying so far, being fastest driver in dirt draft hot laps.
Thank you, Earl. That is our TJ Forged pit report. Big thank you to TJ Forged stepping up this week. They have got our winners' interviews, our pit reports, etc. Some absolutely beautiful and bulletproof wheels that TJ Forge makes. Big thank you to them for being a product sponsor here. Got to mention, it is the Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Dirt Draft, what is it? Compete against hundreds of other race fans, or you can create a private league for just you and your friends. You get to pick 5 drivers every night, staying under the 100K salary cap. You earn points based on your finish that you get to use in the speed shop for cool merch. You use those points for merchandise, tickets, pay-per-views, subscriptions, experience, and more. The contest locks in just before the first heat race every night. New subscribers this year, over $100 in industry gift cards from, I don't know, Death Ridge Optics, My Race Pass, Gotta Race, as well as everybody getting a $15 gift card to shopsunshine.shop. So big deal coming for Dirt Draft. If you've never done it before, check it out. Find it in the App Store. You sign up, you're a new subscriber. It is a free $15 gift card to shopsunshine.shop this week from Dirt Draft.
Taking a look at some of the cars starting to get engine heat in before we let them loose. We saw Tanner Berryhill out of the Second Opinion Auto Camp, one of the many cars out of that camp this year. Really cool for those that don't know about the Chili Bowl. His grandfather was Bob Berryhill, the owner of the original Chili Bowl that sponsored the very first event back in 1987. And boy, what an event has come. Dylan Welch in the 60X as we get this second group of Dirt Draft Hot Laps underway. And we'll check the times on the left of your screen. Again, heat races 3 and 4 on the racetrack.
Justin Peck in the 3P there, new Duramax sponsor on the side of that thing. And Dylan Welch quickly to the top of the charts.
Full time with the CW as an announcer and pit reporter is already at the top of the boards. This is the only time he gets to run typically throughout the year. As Canon Macintosh now to the top as you look at this gaggle of race cars. But Preston Norbury there in the 77.
It's the world's fastest announcer, Chris Wilner.
That's right.
You're going to have to knock him off his podium with a shootout run one of these days.
I don't think that'll be happening. I'll gladly let him take that title.
Dylan is super talented behind the wheel or behind the microphone, no matter which way you go. As Macintosh to the top at the very end, 2/10 faster than Drake with an 11.287.
Yeah, it's a big move, or a big lap for Nick Drake, another part-time racer, full-time dad. Has that car second and pitted right with Dylan. So second and third pitted together as we are going to take a quick timeout here on FloRacing's live coverage of the 40th Annual Chili Bowl Nationals powered by NOS Energy Drink. When we come back, we will resume Dirt Draft Hot Laps here at the Tulsa Expo Raceway.
Danny Moore still has a chance. Look at this. He's got a good run up turn number 2. Horse, he'll want it in 99. He's got to go high here. We're going for the stripe. It's Dan Morse. He does it. He gets number 2.
Every lap, every race, every bit of paint traded for every hard-fought. Go ahead, open up a can.
What you put in your body matters. The focus to stay locked in, the energy to keep going. From the shop to the wrenches to the driver's seat. Wherever life takes you, make sure you're fueled for it. Power your life with Jugo Superfruits. Get 15% off at checkout with code DRILLER.
For more than 35 years, Flying A Motorsports has been the trusted name in race trailers, motor coaches, and toter homes. As the world's #1 Intech trailer dealer, Flying A leads the way in custom-designed race trailers and car haulers built to fit your vision. With a massive lineup of in-stock inventory and fully built custom builds from top brands like Intech, Renegade, Showhauler, T&E, Bravo, and C-Tech, we're ready to equip racers at every level. Whether you're a dirt racer, drag racer, or hot rodder alike, we have something for you.
Tickets for the 2026 Season of Speed at Worldwide Technology Raceway are on sale now. The Bomarito Automotive Group 500, June 6th and 7th. The NASCAR Cup Series Enjoy Illinois 300, O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, and Confluence Music Festival, September 11th through 13th. And the NHRA Napa Auto Parts Midwest Nationals, October 2nd through 4th. Save big by going to WWTRaceway.com.
At Buzzy Racing, it's all blood, sweat, and gears because we're racers first. We're a family business, but more than that, we build what we'd race.
Steering boxes, transmissions, rear ends. If it goes under the race car, we build it.
Buzzy Racing, family owned, track proven.
Built by racers for racers.
Welcome back to the Chili Bowl Nationals, powered by NOS Energy Drink. Our new quick timer so far in Dirt Draft Hot Laps, Canon Macintosh. Canon, go out there. Obviously, still a bit of a green racetrack, but does it give you any confidence at all, or did you expect to be that quick and you know, no surprise for you?
Yeah, it always helps when you know you have speed right away out of the gate, and especially when there's traffic. Yeah, we got a little bit of track there in front of us and was able to lay a couple decent laps down. I think we know what to expect now out of the car, and yeah, just hopefully put a good night all together.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
There you go, guys. Canon Macintosh trying to upend Kyle Larson tonight. He'll roll off 6th in heat number 3.
All right, Chris Moore, thank you very much, as we have got heat races 5 and 6 making their way down the ramp here at the 40th annual Chili Bowl Nationals, powered by NOS Energy Drink. Race fans, time to get after it. Grab a NOS Energy today and follow us on social media. It's NOS Energy Drink, NOS Energy Drink. Thank you, race fans. We are powered here in the booth by NOS Energy Drink, and hopefully you guys have got your Sonic Sour or your Zero Sugar wherever you are and watching the broadcast here today.
Take a look at Ryder McCutcheon in the 93, one of the 17 rookies here on Second Opinion qualifying night here on Monday out of New Mexico, and also one of our many shootout competitors from a couple of weeks ago. There are quite a few, Caleb Hart, and a lot of them that have had success too coming into this building.
Got a chance to talk with the Tulsa Shootout Outlaw non-wing winner in Jonathan Beeson before broadcast today, who's still riding the high coming off of two Saturdays, a Saturday ago at this point in time. So Jonathan's feeling really good. He has got a lot of confidence going into his prelim night, which will be tomorrow. But hey, we can sit on that story. We got tomorrow to deal with that one. There's more drivers on the track now, including this very good-looking 55 car of Briggs Danner, who's off a race win weekend.
Yeah, he was. Indoor Auto Racing Championship, won the TQ feature Friday at Allentown, and then had a little bit of a delayed flight. Wasn't sure if he was going to make his first practice session yesterday. Was able to get things buttoned up, put together to be here to not only practice yesterday, but of course run his prelim night tonight. Boy, what a gasser. And Clinton, I think he was one everybody was rooting for on prelim night last year before upside down in turns 3 and 4 battling for the lead, but he may be another threat today.
It felt like a Cinderella story last year, but Briggs has been around enough now that I feel like we all expect him to be up front. And I wonder if that changes anything for him to where he's not racing for that magical moment in his career anymore. He's kind of already made it onto the scene. So now he can just go out and do his job and see if he can put a whole night together.
Definitely a difference in feeling like you're established, right, versus something to prove.
Yep. Yeah. When you feel like you belong there, I think you settle in and maybe race a little better versus you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm here. What am I doing? How am I here? And things get a little bit antsy. I think like we saw last year with that slide job in 3 and 4. So I think this will be a totally different look for Briggs Danner this year.
You saw the champ. The champ is here. Kyle Larson in the 1K. Following him, Jacob Boxell out of Zanesville, Indiana. And then the 3 car outside row number 1 for heat race 6. That is Gage Trube out of Blue Springs, Missouri. Green flag is out. We're underway for our 3rd hot lap session.
Track will continue getting faster as more and more cars around the speedway, already down in the 11.2s from Canon Macintosh. I suspect we'll dip below the 11-second bracket here, maybe before the end of this session. As you can see, still a lot of juice in this racetrack, Clint, a lot of water. That's, I know, what the track prep crew wanted, because that was very much like yesterday in practice if you were early.
Yeah, definitely. We see, the moisture is completely abundant here in the racetrack. And I thought we had a really, wide racetrack on practice day yesterday. So expect to see the same today with a lot of extra laps with the racing champions.
Taking a
Larson.
Look at, I was going to say, Larson having to be careful. You definitely don't want to get in trouble in hot laps. Has to get around some slower machines. As you look at some of the cars now starting to find some breathing room, but as quickly as they do, the checkered flag's going to fly. And Jacob Boxell, the Hoosier in the 44, is going to go quickest in this session and overall 11.192. Really good run for Jacob, who has had a lot of racing over the course of the year in Indiana, teaming up with Four Kings Racing this year here at the Chili Bowl as a rookie. Picked up a Midwest Thunder win at Circle City earlier this year.
Yeah, had a really impressive outdoor year, too, for Jacob. I watched him throughout the summer as he progressed and, really came to his own at the end of the year. Gary Taylor, a veteran driver, 2nd in this group, 3rd overall, at an 11.3. Gary no stranger to this building, did not have the shootout he wanted. I look for him to be coming in here with redemption on his mind to get back in the swing of things inside the expo.
One of a handful of drivers, Gary Taylor, that's been in all 5 prelim A mains here at the Chili Bowl. So we'll get the next group of cars on the racetrack. While we do so, another timeout here on FloRacing's live coverage of the Chili Bowl Nationals, powered by NOS Energy Drink. We'll be back after this.
Race Car Engineering is your single source supplier for all your racing equipment. Dirt, asphalt, drag strip, street rod, or off-road. Their experts can keep you on the track and in the lead no matter what type of racing you do. Hundreds of brands, thousands of parts. Find them online at racecareng.com or call them toll-free at 800-882-7231 and make sure to ask for your free catalog. That's Race Car Engineering, 800-882-7231.
The 3 for Me, only at Chili's, keeps getting even better with the Big QP and all this for just $10.99. With 85% more beef, it makes a quarter-pound burger look tiny and, well, yeah, tiny. This Chili's 3 for Me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
When it comes to magneto ignition performance, there's only one name that you can trust, and that's BR Motorsports Ignitioneering. Servicing the racing industry for over 30 years, our state-of-the-art Magneto Dyno Test Lab facility is equipped with the most technically advanced equipment available. And that's why crew chiefs like Paul Silva and Philip Dietz choose BR for all their ignition needs. To learn more, visit us at brpromag.com.
Unveiled at PRI, 5-Star introduced an all-new sprint car body engineered using advanced CFD aero analysis, validated through on-track testing using real-time airflow data.
There's no reason why anybody will want to run anything else than this 5-star sprint car body.
Designed to fit Maxim, XXX, Schnee Lawson, JR1, J&J, DRC, Spike, and more. 5-Star's all-new sprint car body. The new standard in sprint car technology.
This isn't just a race, it's the race. 500 miles of glory, a million memories, one place. That's what we love about the Daytona 500. You gotta see it to believe it. Secure your experience now at Daytona500.com.
And welcome back here to FloRacing's live production of the Chili Bowl Nationals, powered by NOS Energy Drink. Caught up with this man, Jacob Boxell. Right now, your fastest overall in dirt draft hot laps. I know you got all smiles, but my next question to you is, you start pretty deep in your heat race, but however, that gives you some good chances to make up a lot of points.
Yeah, I feel like we got a really good spot, like you were saying. Definitely a good time to go out when we start that far back. Hopefully the track will be a little bit wider, but I can't thank all of our boys back here with the Four Kings clan enough for giving me a hot rod and making me comfortable for my first Chili Bowl. So yeah, I can't thank all of our partners enough for, like I said, giving me a chance in a really top-notch car to hopefully go up a few spots in this heat race.
We're going to have to see how he does, guys, as he starts in the very last row. That's Jacob Boxell from Zanesville, Indiana.
All right, Earl, thank you very much. Dirt Draft Hot Laps continue. Make sure to be ready to lock in your lineup. Guys, we're locked.
Yeah.
We're locked?
We're getting locked.
Okay.
Last minute adjustment.
Mine's in. Wilner's over here still making adjustments after I gave him some advice here.
Hey, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. You're a nice guy, though.
We got 2 more hot lap segments to go before you really got to lock in.
Yeah.
And then I'll make you reveal to the world who you guys think are. Who's it going to be tonight as you get a look? Cousin Cameron Key in the 9. Good ride for Cameron this year in the 9U.
Yeah, had a great year in the 9U with Steve Carbone and there's guys on the Power Eye Extreme Series or Extreme Outlaw Series, and picked up a win at I-55, the Ironman I-55. So big year for him. I think they're set to regroup and go again next year. First year we've seen Cameron here not in a Hink car.
He is the 7th place starter in the first 7-car heat race here of the night, which could be a small advantage for him. Still goes as deep as he can go, and at the same time doesn't have to worry about somebody at the outside row of him. He'll get to kind of pick his lane as he gets into the corner. That'll be a big deal.
Yeah. He's going to settle in behind by the 17W. That's Sugar Shane Golubic out of Fremont, California. Shane, obviously one of the favorites coming into this night every single year. And, I mean, they talked about it on the pre-race show. He's been so close so many times. And can this finally be the year that Shane gets the job done and is on the top step of the podium?
It's not like he hasn't got the job done in this building in some form or fashion. What is it, 7 prelim night heat race wins? Chris Wilner, 7th all time?
Yes, it's unbelievable what he's been able to do. The 3 straight runner-ups, just the cherry on top to lock himself in. So Sugar Shane, though, I know eagerly would love to stand on the top step of the podium. There's Cameron.
Little hiccup going into turn number 1. Track's got a little character in it.
Yeah, it had some character yesterday also, especially into turn number 1. So we'll see if that develops. His car wide right there.
25 GP, that's Dustin Morris running for Buckwalter here this year. A rookie out of Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. There's one of the PA rookies that Chris could talk about from the pre-race show as you take a look at more cars around the racetrack. And just like that, the checkered flag is out. So Boxell's lap still holds. Shane Golubic's second quick, best out of this group.
Macintosh, Taylor, and Larson makes for a really talented top 5 there early with one more session to go. So Shane Golubic, second quick here in hot laps of the Matt Wood Racing machine.
That was a good run for Garrett Benson, too, who's making his second Chili Bowl appearance. Just outside of the top 10 as we get the cars off the racetrack and back up the ramp. Like you said, Caleb, one more group to go, and the nerves start to kick in. Clinton, you think when the driver draw is announced, you get it picked, you wait around for a while, you go down for the ramp for the first time. Now you know what you have.
Yep.
So now you start focusing on the task at hand.
Yeah, I think this is when the nerves maybe settle just a little bit. When they call you up for driver draw, that's the instant shock to the system. And you're like, oh, dang, how's this going to go? Where am I going to be? Who's going to be in my heat race? And then all of a sudden your lineups come out and you start to calm down, and then you got to go down the ramp again for hot laps. And it's like, oh, boy, all over again. Just, almost nothing to gain and everything to lose in this hot lap session. We all practiced yesterday. We know our stuff runs, but you're going to come out here and get every lap you can. But one wrong move, and it could all go south really fast, as we saw Santino Ferrucci last year.
Yes.
And Flo covered a great, alphabet soup, I think is what they dubbed the name. So you can find that back on the Flo app or on the website. But a lot can go wrong here in this hot lap session, and not a lot can go right. But if you make it through, all of a sudden you start to calm down a little bit, and you start focusing on your heat race.
Especially the first 4 groups, because you're going not only 1 heat race at a time, you're going now 2 heat races at a time. That's a lot of cars on the racetrack.
Yeah.
Heat race number 9 has it nice. They roll down the ramp all by themselves as we get ready for our 5th hot lapping session. As we do so, we need to tell you all about the Great American Race. You know about the Great American Race, right? Well, the Great American Race returns Sunday, February 15th. The pageantry, the unforgettable moments, edge of your seat racing. It's all part of the legendary Daytona 500. Be here as history is made, and a new champion is crowned in the race that defines legends. Tickets and packages available now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com or by calling 800-PIT-SHOP, 1-800-PITSHOP. Don't miss your chance to be a part of it, or scan the QR code on the left-hand side of your screen and join us at Daytona, where legends are made.
I will be there with the Motor Racing Network crew, bringing you the radio broadcast. Always a good time when Speedway, and that's rapidly approaching too. Looking forward to another great time in Daytona as we get our final group. This again, heat race number 9. As you take a look at the 98 out of the KKM stable, there is Tanner Carrick, 2-time prelim winner.
He drew well tonight. Outside of the front row, as always, a preferable spot unless you end up with one of those heat races that you feel like you'd like to be at the back of. But
sure.
Outside row 1 for Carrick, you're looking at maybe 105 points in pocket after 8 laps of heat race action.
That's a great path into a qualifier, 105. That's going to put you starting about the second row of a 6-car invert. So starting 3rd or 4th, if you can win your qualifier from there, you're almost guaranteed front 3 rows of the feature, and that gives you 30 laps to get it done. And it's just a easy, clean way to get yourself into a really good spot going into the A-Main on your prelim night.
Then let your talent, your setup, and everything else go to work in there as you get clear of the clutter that would take up some of the spots in front of you coming through that field.
Yeah, it ends up being more of a do-your-job type of night more than I need to catch a break or a little bit of Chili Bowl luck along the way.
Jerry Coons Jr. back at the Tulsa Expo Center going for his 26th prelim A-main start in a row. That's impressive. That's elite company for the USAC Triple Crown winner.
The veteran has been right on the cusp of some stuff. I mean, you look at Jerry, he doesn't race nearly as much as what he used to, but he's still very dangerous here in this building, and he's proven he's got some speed in that race car.
He's got a lot of experience this year running up and down the road with his son, Cale Coons, also, and just being around the race car, working on these things has to help Jerry when he comes back into this building as opposed to just not being around him all summer long. So look for Jerry to have a big year this year back in Tulsa.
Green flag is out. Let's see where they lay as far as lap times go. Getting to the point where you almost need to compare them within their own group, and when you have them isolated for the seat race, you'll get an idea of within the guys they're competing against. It was one of the most, it was one of the smartest things I've heard you say, Clinton, about your experience at the shootout. It's not me versus four, you know, in that case, 2,000 other guys. It's me against these 8 guys in my heat race, these 10 guys in my qualifier. And that's a good way to break it down looking at this heat race.
Yeah, definitely. You don't see every race car on track, you know, throughout the course of your prelim night here. You just see a couple at a time, and as long as you can beat those couple that are on the racetrack at that, you know, any given time, that's the key to success. Is Tanner Carrick is really fast early on. He's top of the speed charts at an 11.140, just barely nudging out Briley Kilmer, P2.
Local area karting star Briley Kilmer, who's been here at the shootout and now Chili Bowl, 1,000th of a second behind.
Pretty impressive.
Boxell holds third. Golubic still 4. Macintosh 5. Then GT Larson. Jerry Coons Jr. was with an 11.324, so he is in the range. Mac Leopard and Briggs Danner, your top 10 as we check in with the TJ Forge Pit Report and Chris Moore.
Yeah, thank you, Caleb Hart. I'm up here with cousin Cameron Key. First time in this building running with Trifecta. You've been with him all summer. How much easier is it to come here with guys you've got chemistry with and have raced with all year?
I mean, I think it'll be good because, we do have a good notebook, and we've been running together all year. But I know I was also really fortunate before. I only ran the Hink car about once a year, and it was a rocket ship every time. So I don't know if it's necessarily better or worse, but just really excited to have a good week, a great car, a good team behind me, so I'm excited.
Starting 7th in Heat 7, that feels like a great opportunity for you.
Yeah, I think so. I was glad to see that on a later heat race, the track should be nice and wide, and hopefully I'll follow my buddy Garrett Benson to the front.
All right, there you go, guys. Cameron Key looking to roll in his heat race, heat number 7, coming up a little bit later. We'll have more from the Chili Bowl Nationals powered by NOS Energy Drink after this commercial break.
Go harder, faster, stronger with Rod End Supply. Whether you are running industrial, farming equipment, or a race car, Rod End Supply has the assortment of rod ends, radius rods, and specialty products that will help you lead the field in performance. Our superior design means our rod ends last longer and perform better, giving you the edge on the track and saving you money. Contact Rod End Supply or order online today at rodendsupply.com. We don't just sell them, we race them. rodendsupply.com. Serving the racing community for over 30 years.
There's a moment behind the wheel of what I've built, where power overrides gravity, and I hit that zero moment. Zero doubts, zero fear, zero competition. No rule or mold I can't break. And limits, absolutely zero. And there's a NOS Zero sugar to get me there.
best night in pavement late model racing history.
This is our Daytona 500. It's the biggest race of the year.
Destiny fulfilled!
This is the biggest race I've ever won.
Welcome back here to the Chili Bowl Nationals, powered by NOS Energy Drink. Caught up here with Tanner Carrick, buddy. It's the Chili Bowl, the biggest midget race of the year. You're in good hands. You got Keith Coons behind you. Is this the year you're able to get the job done?
I mean, I really hope so. We got 2 prelim wins here on Monday night, and Keith and these guys worked their butts off and give me a great car. Caleb, Bo, all these guys that work all season long, even though I'm not here. I know they work their butts off. So I know I have the car to do it. I wish we'd had a little better pill draw than we had there to give us a little better starting spot in the heat race to gain some points, but it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do. If we win the heat race from second, we'll have 105 points going into the qualifier, and we just got to make it happen in the qualifier to put us towards the front of the main here.
Guys, a Lincoln, California driver, he said it starts second in his heat race. He knows exactly what he has got to do, but he also is very successful in a qualifying night here at the Tulsa Expo Raceway.
And the qualifying night's a big portion to Tanner Carrick's success, as he's got 2 qualifying night wins. Those qualifying night wins are the only years that he's made the A main event, which you would think kind of a surprising stat, but yeah, when he won in 2022 and 2024, he ends up 5th and 7th in the A, has not made the A otherwise, so having that successful qualifying night's a big portion to Tanner's success here within the building, at least in terms of making A-mains.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I was looking at the rowdies here, seeing if I recognized anybody. They're not rowdy yet. This will grow by the numbers throughout the course of the week for sure, as we start to fill this place, which, you know, we talked about a little bit at the end of the Tulsa Shootout, just how big the crowd was here in attendance, how it felt like a midget prelim night, maybe a Tuesday or Wednesday. I got news for you. By the start of these heat races, this building will be packed and ready to go for the start of 5 nights of preliminary action, so looking forward to it.
Yeah, still relatively early here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, only 4:30, so a little bit earlier than used to starting a normal race night for these guys. But Top Row Rowdies are filling in. It's going to be a great year. We saw, you know, how full this building was for the Tulsa Shootout. I can only imagine that's going to, you know, carry over into this week.
The anticipation's certainly high, considering how many drivers we're bringing from how many different disciplines from the outside looking in. It's loaded with NASCAR stars this year. Real heavy contingent from the NASCAR gang and such. IRL is here once again. You've got our foreign contingent as usual, and a gigantic rookie class. A little bit of something for everybody to follow, no matter where you're following from or what your style is normally here at the Chili Bowl Nationals.
Yeah, something else that's fun to watch is going to be Ricky Thornton Jr. You see his car coming up here, the white car on the right side of your screen with the AME electrical stickers down the side. Ricky going back and forth this week from here to the Wild West Shootout. So all the late model fans may be tuned in right now, going to be tuned in to the Wild West Shootout down in Central Arizona later on tonight. It's going to be fun to watch Ricky kind of navigate going back and forth and how he handles that, as he's sitting there selling T-shirts right now. So that's the life of a superstar right there.
That's right. Merch is everything, right?
Yeah.
So you get a look down in the pit area right now from the drifting camera that you've got back there. Hey, a big thank you. Our pit camera is brought to you by Flying A Motorsports. We'll take a time out. We'll come back. More content coming up before opening ceremonies as you watch our live coverage of the 40th Annual Chili Bowl Nationals, powered by NOS Energy Drink here on FloRacing.
Coming off of corner number 4, Jason Left looks down to the bottom for one last time, and it's Sammy Swindell. Relatively easy.
Racers don't slow down, and neither do we. At Factory 14, quality products, proven performance, and unmatched service come together under one roof. Our showroom is packed with everything for junior sprints to sprint cars, all ready for race day. Our race team and development program are shaping the future of this sport. And with professional trackside support across the country, you're never alone, you're part of our team. One team, one standard, always accessible. Factory 14, excellence in every detail.
It's going to be Canon Macintosh, 08, victorious tonight.
Our engineers have tore down everything we thought we knew. Every bolt, every seal, every millimeter. What emerged isn't just an upgrade. It's the new standard in racing performance. CSI-NXT. Built to win. Engineered to dominate.
Please hold. This will only take 24.67 seconds. In this arena, there's no margin for error. Every component has one job. Perform when it counts. Precision, strength, consistency, maximum performance development.
Are the name of the game all week long, every preliminary night, Monday through Friday. It's pretty basic. Every day about 2 o'clock, you're going to have all the drivers go up and draw for that night. Around 3 o'clock, you'll see the lineups get posted. Remember, FloRacing will be live with the pre-race show, and we're going straight into hot laps at 4. Passing points, breaking it down, it's pretty simple. It is a mixture of passing and finishing points. So you're going to start at, if you go 1-to-1, it's 100 points. It's down by 7 for each position after that, 93, 87. But the big difference is for every position you gain, you get 5 points. For every position you lose 1.5 points. So that's where you'll see, 0.5s in there mixed in. And the biggest difference, it's worth pointing out, like from the shootout, you'll see guys go 1-to-1, barely make a qualifier. Doing that here is totally fine. We've seen Kyle Larson win Chili Bowls drawing the 1 pill. We've seen Christopher Bell win it drawing the 100 pill. Top 40 after heat races will go to qualifiers. There's 4 qualifiers inverted by 6 cars each. From there, we're just going to run another set of passing points, 10 laps there. Top 16 from combined points from heat races and the qualifiers go to the A main. These are pretty much the recent averages the last 5-6 years since we added the Monday night preliminary in 2019. The most interesting part is you'll really see later throughout the week the numbers kind of get higher just because naturally we've tended to get more cars come Friday. Stuff happens in practice. Guys move their prelim nights, and it just ends up more loaded here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You'll see it's pretty much roughly 73-4 to make a qualifier, 180-ish to make the A main, and there's inverts mixed in for the qualifier as well. But it's a hot topic all night long, all week long here at the Chili Bowl Nationals. It's a much more simpler than people think. So that's a quick breakdown of passing points, and they'll be on the mind of everyone all week long at Chili Bowl.
All right, thank you, Walkopedia. That's Brian Walker. You saw him on the Chili's Grill and Bar pre-race show here earlier tonight, trying to make passing points easy for you guys. I think the key number that we were looking at tonight was that 69-point number to get you into the qualifier, because we know once you get into the qualifier, anything can happen. 69 is a pretty low number comparatively, and that puts your floor around 5th to 6th place. If you're beyond 5th or 6th place, we're not going to be talking about you going to a qualifier. You're C-main bound and get ready for a long night of having to drive through a lot of cars. If you can at least make it to, let's say, 6th, 5th, somewhere in there, depending on where you started, now we're having a conversation about where in the qualifier you're going to be. Making the invert really makes life easy.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially if we had bigger heat races, right? But with 8 cars in this heat race, you do have to, if you're starting 8th, you have to at least get to 5th to give yourself a shot. Back in 12th, when we used to have 12-car heat races, I mean, shoot, you could get all the way maybe up to 6th or 7th and still be okay. So that'll be the number we'll watch on, but, I think Walkopedia did a great job of kind of breaking it down for the folks at home that can have the chart to kind of look in and kind of pick out who some of the biggest movers are. Of course, we'll do our best to do so as well, but it's all about that that kind of 68.5, 69 point mark that's going to be the key to at least getting the qualifier, because like you said, anything can happen at that point. We've seen some drivers save their Chili Bowl or their Tulsa Shootout in the qualifier. You just got to get there first.
Absolutely. We saw guys with runs at the Shootout where they came in almost dead last in terms of guys that made the qualifier cut and advanced up into the top 5.
Yeah,
so.
Brock Barrett did it in non-wing, was like outside the top 100, and he locked in.
Yeah. Parlayed that into a top 3 finish at the Tulsa Shootout in his division. So, Clinton, you look at that. Monday night's got a pretty soft landing spot for a lot of these drivers out there. An 8-6 run gives you 75 points, and that's just a row. That's not impossible to do.
Yeah, as you look at your passing points matrix right there, and you can see where you start along the top and where you finish along the left side, and find your points totals within there. And yeah, like you said, it's not real hard. We all have this mindset, I think, coming out of Shootout that we have to go 9th to 1st, or we got to do something crazy here and get a lot of points, kind of like we heard Tanner Carrick talking about. But in all reality, I think where Tanner Carrick's sitting with a 2-1 run and 105 points, that puts you in a really, really good spot. I mean, if you could win it from 4th and be at 115, that's even better. I think that's a prime position if I was, just hand-picking a starting spot here at the Chili Bowl. But yeah, you just never know which a pill draw might bring and who might be in or around you, and that, affects everything.
The second part to that, too, is that you don't want to let somebody get too far away from you, too far up on you in terms of how far they score versus how far you score. That might give you a chance for the front row of that. Yeah, where 105 is going to get you into the qualifier, it does limit your ceiling a little bit, and that's one of the places where that pill draw up front can hurt you.
Definitely. Yeah, it's just risk versus reward there of, starting the back, but potentially, catching that random draw of, other fast cars being in front of you that become difficult to pass. Or if you're this first heat race, it's definitely going to be narrow. So starting at the back of that can always be tricky. But that's why we love Chili Bowl. You just never really know, and that's why we talk about the pill draw making you so nervous. It's just a big part of your week that sets you up for the rest of it.
Chris Wilner, important to note as well, there's no way to manipulate this passing points format. Where you draw is as far deep as you're going to get credit for starting. It may not actually be your starting position, though, because that's locked in coming to the green flag.
It is. On the initial green, we've seen drivers maybe not make the call or have issues or things like that you'll get gifted a row coming to that initial green, and so that'll help. Or I should say, during the initial green, then something happens, you may be gifted. So maybe we've seen, I lost count at Shootout. We probably had at least 20 instances of rows being docked because of jumping the start or things like that. So if you're that second row, you may be gifted the front row, you'll get credited starting third, so that's a gift right there.
You can't ask for the back to artificially create more passing points, and again, if you do get that gift, well, if you didn't get that gift, after that first green flag had thrown, you're not getting credit for it. So they've got that system down pretty well, and it's been a system that's worked really well here at the Chili Bowl Nationals for many, many years.
Certainly has. And it's risk versus reward, because like Clinton was talking about, the luck of the draw, maybe you could, unfortunately have some tough cars to pass if you start deep in the field. But again, you don't have to panic. If you go 5-5, you're at 72 points.
Yeah.
That's not panic zone. You don't have to reinvent the wheel here. Like, you're going to be in a qualifier. So it's just all about situational awareness and where you're at.
Yeah, you'd like a few more because you don't want to be on that bubble.
Sure, but if something happens and you don't go anywhere, you could at least have another opportunity to fight.
Well, we have got a little bit more time before opening ceremonies kicks off here on the very first night of our coverage of the 40th Annual Chili Bowl Nationals. Powered by NOS Energy Drink. We'll take a time out and come back with more live here on FloRacing.
Race fans, Dirt Draft is your #1 fantasy racing app. Play along with hundreds of events each year featuring the biggest stars in series and racing. Draft your team each race night and compete against hundreds of fans across the country. Or start your private league to battle your friends for the ultimate bragging rights. Accumulate points each race night and cash those points in for top prizes from the biggest brands. Sign up today and learn more at dirtdraft.com or download in Google Play or the App Store. Dirt Draft, your fantasy racing edge.
For more than 35 years, Flying A Motorsports has been the trusted name in race trailers, motor coaches, and toter homes. As the world's #1 Intech trailer dealer, Flying A leads the way in custom-designed race trailers and car haulers built to fit your vision. With a massive lineup of in-stock inventory and fully built custom builds from top brands like Intech, Renegade, Showhauler, T&E, Bravo, and C-Tech, we're ready to equip racers at every level. Whether you're a dirt racer, drag racer, or hot rodder alike, we have something for you.
At Pit Boss Jack's, we put in the work in the shop so you can put in your work at the track. Engineering, speed, durability. Pit Boss Jack's, like a boss.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
I'm faster than you. Yeah, well, I'm gnarlier than you. I get more sideways. I'm louder. Much louder. I get wilder than you. You sure about that, bro?
Harder.
Slicker.
Cooler. Tougher. Let's go.
So what you got?
The 3 for Me, only at Chili's, serves up the Big QP for just $10.99. And that's 85% more beef than some quarter-pound burger. Yeah, hey, fast food, this is how you value meal. This Chili's 3 for Me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
Hey race fans, Burdick's RV Center is your full-line Renegade RV dealer in the Northeast. Travel to and from your destination in extreme luxury, Class C and Super C motorhomes like no other. Choose a new Renegade Explorer or the incredible Renegade Classic, while the new Renegade XL stands above them all. We'll help arrange financing and work with your trade-in too. So chase races, chase your dreams with Renegade at Burdick's RV Center in Cicero, New York, or Burdick'sRVCenter.com.
Welcome back to the Chili Bowl Nationals, powered by NOS Energy Drink, live in the pit area here at the SageNet Center with Briggs Danner, the guy who, for about a half a second last year, led his prelim night, back for a vengeance this year. Car looks awesome. Said it felt pretty good out there, and you got a great starting spot. Feel like all the vibes are good right now at this camp.
Yeah, definitely felt good in hot laps there. Felt good yesterday in practice, so we start 7th in heat race 5. Should be in pretty good shape. We'll see what we can make happen.
Coming off the win on Friday night too. I mean, I know it's different, but does that anything you take from that coming here?
Yeah, definitely. Anytime you can produce results, it boosts your confidence a little bit and makes you feel a little bit better. So, yeah, I feel pretty good after that, and yeah, we'll see what we can make happen. We're feeling pretty good.
All right, Earl's got an interview, but you got to show us this shirt. Briggs wearing it on literally on his chest last year's slip up when he took the lead. Should have lifted. Hey, lift this year, man.
Yeah, it's a little gentle reminder of what not to do. So hopefully we can learn from it.
All right, there you go. Earl, right behind us with GT.
I got Gary Taylor here with me, the pride of Sonoma, Washington. Buddy, you're going to be starting 3rd in heat race number 6. We were just talking. You have the ability to make up some really good points out there.
Yeah, it's a good spot. We just got to get a good, clean start and try and get a row between Kyle and I and just lay down some good, clean laps and get all the points we can.
I mean, what is it about this event? I mean, the biggest car count we have ever had to date. I mean, a huge crowd here on a Monday, and the Monday portion is still relatively new. I mean, what is it about this event?
I think what really speaks volumes is there's 100 rookies every year. So there's just, it's everybody's bucket list. It just gets bigger and bigger, and then you have the 100-plus regulars that are just really, really good studs here every year that puts on amazing racing. So, I don't know. It's that perfect storm scenario where it's middle of winter. Everybody's dying to go racing, and the best end up showing up here.
Guys, the driver for the Dunlap Performance trying to capitalize on a great starting spot in his heat race coming up a little bit later on.
Well, guys, did either of you lock in GT for your dirt draft? Just checking, because you only got like a minute or two left here.
I did not. I don't know if you were talking to us, but I did.
I think Clinton did.
I did. Let me bring up my Dirt Draft app here. By the way, folks, if you haven't done so yet, make sure you download that app, lock in your picks. Time is running out because it locks at heat race number 1. Let's bring it up here.
Hit update. There you go.
I'm hitting
there
update.
You go. You got him?
No, I did not put GT. I might have to change some
that
things.
was a lot of build-up to not happen.
Yeah. So give me your assessment here. Here's my lineup for tonight, guys. Give me your assessment here. I got Canon Macintosh, Mac Leopard, Zach Hampton, Jet Yantis, which is a no. I got to change that. Whoopsies. And Jake
Earl, lead lap
Andriotti.
starts here, buddy.
Earl, I think it looks great.
I'm
You should not change from one thing.
Earl. Go ahead and lock it in.
I am already a lap
Leave it to
down.
Earl, guys.
That's
Leave
what
it
that
to
red
Earl.
circle means. They're not racing.
Yeah.
Whoops.
When you see that blue flag with the white stripe waving at you, you know you're in the right place. Earl's nearby. You're a lap down.
All right, Clint, you ready? Are you willing to reveal your lineup for the night?
Totally. I have Trey Marcham, Kyle Larson, Gary Taylor, Nick Hoffman, and Ryder McCutcheon.
You got
Ryder looked good.
You got some veteran guile in there and interesting rook. So I like it. Chris Wilner?
I started a little top heavy. Shane Golobic, Briggs Danner, picking Dylan Welch this year. Honestly, looked solid. They had some troubles on Sunday getting the car fired, but he looked really good.
Gotta have your homies back. We get that.
And it's not just that, but honestly, like, he's due for a good run in this building, and I think where he starts in his heat race, he'll at least be in a qualifier and have a good shot to make the show tonight. I've got the young hot shoe Garrett Benson. Think back with the EA Stealth Group and that organization. Then Trey Zorn is a rookie. I thought looked okay in practice both days yesterday and then this morning or this afternoon. And yeah, I think could make some noise there as a rookie.
All right, if you still want a dirt draft with us, go down, get it through the app. Again, the contest is locking just before the heat race starts tonight. You're going to get points based on your finish, and those points good for merch, tickets, pay-per-views, subscriptions, experiences, and more. Dirt Draft on the App Store, whether you're a user of the Android or the iPhone. Either way, go grab it, have fun, lock in, play with us, and see how you do. We'll see if we can get some updated FloRacing standings night in and night out. And again, the big winner off the Flow crew is at home tonight, or back in the hotel tonight, feeling better. So he's had extra time to get himself motivated and do some research on who he wants to get tonight. So McKinnon's going to be tough. We got to watch out for him. As we wait, opening ceremony is getting ready to go. They've got the stage up.
Speaking of people feeling better, I know we talked about Buddy Kofoid. I know he's tuned in. Want to, wish him a speedy road to recovery. And yeah, I mean, being a normal Tuesday night guy, I was, thankful to see that you don't have to race against Buddy, but it's not ever for the reasons that you want to see. So he, hopefully Buddy will be back and ready to go for Volusia. Be coming up quick. It's not a long way, like you said. Speed Week's down in Florida.
We were talking off microphone yesterday during practice day here on FloRacing about if it's going to be a first-time winner, who do you have? And I think camps are kind of split into two big favorites in terms of, all right, somebody new is going to win it. Dason personally, Buddy Kofoid.
Yeah.
And it felt like Buddy has now been through the trials and tribulations of being picked as a favorite, but hasn't got there yet. He's been runner-up. He's had to make the crash out and come back up through run. He's had the bad luck. It felt like Buddy was primed to have that year as
he had
just about ready to go down trackside. So
Buddy had such a great year in the sprint car, and then capped it off at the end of the year in California with Keith and the midgets to had that raw speed again. It was easy to see how he could come in here and be one of the top contenders for that driller Saturday night.
Had the most prize money won in all of sprint car racing, over $800,000 this year for Buddy Kofoid. So it knocks a contender out of the field. It certainly puts some more attention on some other guys, and it weakens that lineup on Tuesday night. It's a great opportunity for Aiden Price, though, coming in, who has now been named to run that car on Wednesday, if I saw it right. Chris, do you remember one way or the other on that?
For Buddy's car? I think so. But let's go downstairs while we look at that. Head down to the house and Tony Laporta with opening ceremonies.
Auto Center. The officials lined and ready to go. Let's take it down trackside to Tony Laporta.
Tulsa, Oklahoma. It is Monday night. It is the Second Opinion Auto Center qualifying night, plus the O'Reilly Auto Parts Race of Champions. Who's ready to go racing here in Tulsa? We got a great night planned for you, folks. It's Monday night, and it's going to be a fantastic show, just like it is every single night here at the Chili Bowl. Before we begin, we got a few very important people we want to introduce to you. We want to kick things off with some words from the great mayor of this wonderful city that has played host to the Chili Bowl all 40 of these wonderful years. Tulsa, Oklahoma, would you please welcome your mayor to the stage? This is Mayor Nichols.
Thank you. Hey, everybody, it's the Chili Bowl. It's the 40th year. It's the best race in racing right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Are you guys excited? I said, are you excited? It's Monday night. We got a long week. It's time to party. It's time to race. You ready to do it? Ready. Let's get it going, Tulsa.
Hey, I like this, Mayor. It's time to party, he says. We've got everybody in formation now, and with that, we're ready to begin opening ceremonies for this, the Second Opinion Auto Center qualifying night, plus the O'Reilly Auto Parts Race of Champions. At this time, if you're here with us at the venue, I ask that if you're able to please rise as we welcome from Racers for Christ to lead us in tonight's invocation, Mr. Jim Shepard.
Thank you, Tony. On behalf of Racers for Christ, I want to welcome everybody here. Folks, we are looking for chaplains all over the country. If you are a man or woman of faith and you think you might like to serve in this capacity, please get in touch with us. We'd love to have you come on board. Would you join us for a word of prayer? Father, we're so thankful for this day, for your many blessings, for the things that you do for us every day that we just take for granted. We thank you for these men and women that have come from all over the country to race with us. We ask for a special blessing on them, on their teams, on our staff, and on our fans. Lord, just make this a special week for everyone. We thank you. We ask for your safety, and we pray in Jesus' precious name. Amen.
Thank you, Jim. Fans, at this time, we ask that you please remain standing as we honor America with the live performance of tonight's national anthem. Here to perform tonight's national anthem, Tulsa, Oklahoma, would you please welcome to the stage Michael McDonald.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare and the bomb burst in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Tulsa, how about it one more time for Michael McDonald? All right, Tulsa, you heard your mayor. It's time to party, and it's time to go racing here at the Tulsa Expo Raceway.
Indeed it is. The award-winning Tony Laporta kicking our night off here at the 40th Annual Chili Bowl Nationals, powered by NOS Energy Drink from the Flying A Motorsports Pit Cam. You can see them racked, stacked, and ready to go. 9 heat races and points on the line. Top 40 make qualifiers. Next 27 kick down into C main events tonight. We'll also have the O'Reilly Invitational Race of Champions, the O'Reilly coming up once again. We'll have hot laps for that coming up at the end of heat races. I'm Caleb Hart, Clinton Boyles, and Chris Wilner in the booth. Monday night at the Bowl, guys. Hot laps are done, and now everything you do matters from here forward. You only get one shot at it. You get one qualifying night coming up. Stress mode engaged for these drivers and teams.
Yeah, it starts here with these heat races. It's a chance to really set up the rest of your week and weekend as drivers will begin to accumulate those passing points that we talked about, which for some can separate themselves apart from the rest of the pack, make their path to a potential Golden Driller on Saturday a lot easier than others. But Clint, I don't know about you. I feel like the drivers on Monday night, there's almost a little more pressure because if things don't go well, you have 4 more nights to sit there and think about it before a long day on Saturday.
Yeah, it can make for a long week or a, expensive one at the bar if you don't have a good night to start here. So it all starts with this heat race. We talk about it time and time again. You come down that ramp and your nerves are to the absolute max, and you roll out on the racetrack and you see everyone up in the stands like, all right, it's time to freaking get it on. So I'm excited. It's going to be a great year, and glad to be here with you guys on FloRacing.
Excited to have you back and the entirety of our team. We've got a fantastic broadcast staff, and we need to go check in with some of the other members of our team with ones to watch. Guys, who are you keeping your eyes on?
Yeah, thank you, Caleb Hart. It's really exciting. You look at these lineups here for the open night of the Chili Bowl. You look at the latter half of these heat races. There's some guys starting deep with some opportunities to really make up some points. What I'm watching, starting 8th in heat number 6, Jake Andriotti had a shot to win stock non-wing a couple weeks ago at Tulsa Shootout. His fellow California native Kyle Larson starting just ahead of him. If Larson can make his way through, which we know he can, Andriotti has a shot to follow him, pick up some really good points, and Jake Andriotti could put himself in a really good spot come qualifier time.
Earlier during the Chili's pre-race show, you and I were talking about the rookies and how big that class is here. We have a lot of rookies competing here for the first night of the Chili Bowl Nationals. The driver I'm going to be keeping my eye on, he starts on the pole of heat race number 7, an absolutely standout driver right now. Jesse Schlotfeld out of Washington. He is going to be on a rail. He has a very successful 2025 season. He was able to get a win with the NARC series out there on the left coast. So that's going to be a guy I'm going to be keeping my eye on here tonight, guys.
Thank you, boys. Job well done. We'll keep checking in with you throughout the course of the night, and a couple of good drivers to pinpoint as you look at the passing points. I think Jake Andriotti, like we heard Chris talk about, just somebody that could pick up a lot of points, who has done so in the past. Tulsa Shootout was high point man in one of those divisions as well. As you take a look at the pit bleachers, a lot of the crews, a lot of the drivers going to take a look at this racetrack progress throughout the course of these 9 heat races.
Andriotti's got a tough heat race, though, to come through. He's got that Larson guy in front of him. That could be relatively difficult to get around, but not impossible. If you don't have a good heat race, if you end up in a C main, it is not a complete death knell here on the preliminary night, Clinton. We have seen plenty of drivers take on a wreck, have something break, etc., and still rally their way back through this field.
Yeah, it's certainly possible from any point on the starting grid in any heat race, here at the Chili Bowl. And like you said before, kind of that 5th place is where we're looking for guys to get to at least make a qualifier and, keep the rest of your night alive, where you can maybe have to have a bit more desperation in the qualifier, but still certainly possible to make up a lot of ground as far as points go.
NOS Energy Drink powers our ramp cam this week. Any shenanigans start happening on the ramp, we'll have it for you. Big thank you to NOS Energy Drink. Hey, you're a NOS-sponsored athlete now, Clinton. Does that mean you get to be part of the commercials next year?
I don't know about all that.
That'd be cool.
It certainly would be cool. I'm definitely very proud to have represented NOS Energy Drink at the Tulsa Shootout and, be a part of that team. It's an elite crowd, and to stand along some of those guys is really, really cool.
This booth powered by NOS Energy Drink all week long. We will be jacked up and ready to go, just like we are here for the heat races. If your hairs on your arm aren't starting to stand up a little, you aren't starting to get that nervous anticipation, you might be watching the wrong sport. You might be participating in the wrong thing here at this time. It is our Super Bowl. This is the only one that any driver can come in and make it. You don't got to have a license. You don't have anything else. The best of the best come to compete here at the Chili Bowl, and heat race number 1 has rolled down and staged on the track.
Taking a look at Bill Johnson, the St. Peter, Minnesota driver, running his own car, the Spike Esslinger Shorty's Tire 1 and Powder Works machine. Going to schedule to start in the 6th position here in this first heat race. You mentioned the hairs on your arm standing up. I can't imagine the nerves for some of these drivers. Heat race 1 going down the ramp.
Yeah, and you talk about the pressure on these guys, and there's a lot of extra eyes on this first heat race, or this first night even, with everyone to race later in the week want to know how this track's going to play out. What's the tone going to be? How much energy are these guys going to put inside the race car? Are we going to be crashing each other? Are we going to take it easy? And that kind of sets the precedence for the rest of the week. So heat 1 here on Monday night, there's a lot of pressure.
Last thing you want to be is an internet meme after the first heat race of the Chili Bowl, right? Hopefully we don't put one in the garbage can.
No. Gabe Zahner, if you're watching, shout out to you.
Yeah, big time. Set a precedent.
Yeah.
Well, engines are fired. Is it lineup time? It's lineup time. Here we go for Heat 1. Nick Hoffman from Mooresville, North Carolina, has got the pole. Keith Rauch outside row number 1 of the 27. Row number 2, Ryan Schwabauer out of Hastings, Nebraska. Joe B. Miller, the man from Millersville, M.O., starts outside row number 2 in the 51B. Blaine Baxter and Bill Johnson in row 3. Daniel Adler, the veteran, goes inside row number 4 with Corey Mullins outside of him. 8 cars, 8 laps. Points on the line here at heat race number 1. Clinton Boyle's particularly excited to watch the drivers going off in positions number 6 and 7.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and we'll point it out on the Ram Cam at some point, but the Worldwide Technologies, advertisement banner has 6, 7, and our Chili-sponsored good friend Carson Hocevar tuned in to FloRacing, watching along, pointing that out. So,
hey, Carson.
Yeah, it's he's definitely one with the kids and all the modern trends.
Yes.
You saying he's trendy?
Yeah, he's one with the kids. That's what I said.
Well, boys, the lights are out around the Tulsa Expo Raceway. Our first of 9 heat races to kick off the 40th running of the Chili Bowl Nationals, powered by NOS Energy Drink. It's Nick Hoffman and Keith Rauch on the front row. Passing points, the name of the game as we kickstart Second Opinion Auto qualifying night off of turn number 4, and we're underway.
Good start by Hoffman there to get the jump down into turn 1 on a narrow racetrack. Joby Miller falling in line in third. Going to be trying to find a way past a tight Keith Rauch.
Little wheel stand out of Rauch down the back straightaway. 1 lap in the books. Hoffman, Rauch, Joe B, 1 through 3 in the early going.
Still a lot of moisture in the racetrack, maybe a little bit of grease as well, as into that turns 3 and 4 with an absolute wave of momentum was Baxter in the 25, running the 5th position. Schwarbauer is a little bit loose, squirrely off the corner in turn 2. Everybody trying to settle in. From the back of the field, though, Daniel Adler's starting to make some moves, now up to 6th.
Adler's the kind of guy who can situationally see, all right, I need about 1 more spot here. Just got to find the right opportunity to get it. He's done enough of these. Track crew was predicting it would be pretty juiced up, pretty hooked up. Was encouraging drivers to get off the bottom in hot laps and try to run higher to make this thing expand earlier. Right now, it's creeping. Not quite there yet.
Hoffman doing what he needs to do, though. Already a full straightaway lead over second place Keith Rauch. Joby Miller keeping Rauch honest as you continue to watch this battle just behind. There's Joby Miller already coming around. 2 laps to go for this group. They'll see the white flag next time by. Miller maybe trying for 1 more spot. Has already picked up 1 in the early goings, but white flag is already out.
Track's still super quick. Nick Hoffman getting around here with an average lap time of 11.4 seconds. And Hoffman, there it is. It's the 100 points that he needed to kick off the Chili Bowl Nationals. He'll get the win ahead of Rauch and Miller. Take a look. There's your score as they come up. Hoffman, Rauch, Miller, Schwabauer, Baxter, and Adler's going to be right on that cutoff line on 8 to 6. So going to be close for him. You can predict Johnson and Mullins going down into some C-main action later on in the broadcast.
About what we expected, Clinton, I think, in that first race. Just locked down, juiced up, getting it rolled in.
Yeah, definitely the guys that kind of understood we need to get our car freed up so we can make it through that first corner, that first lap, smoothly to make up any sort of ground and not have to, fight your race car where the quickest there. And Nick Hoffman looking really, really good for a part-time midget guy there.
Heat race number 2, Caleb, on the racetrack as they'll get situated around the speedway and then get fired off. We saw Jan Evans in one of the Mount Stout Motorsports number 99 machines getting pushed to the lineup chute. You think those drivers took a little bit of notice up top of the ramp?
I hope they were taking some notes in this one. It's going to make things tough on that back row. They're going to have to get a good start and find opportunity. Jan Evans, an interesting story in and of himself, Chris. Veteran of... I say veteran, he's still a really young kid, of the pavement late model wars out in the Northwest. His dad, Garrett Evans, is a NASCAR West Coast Hall of Famer, probably the greatest pavement super late model racer of all time as far as West Coast guys, between championships and such like that. Jan has won major pavement late model races out on our coast as well, but just has this love for the dirt. He was named after Jan Opperman, of all people. So took to a little sprint car racing at the end of the year at Skagit Speedway. We saw him in a limited sprint, has gone and run 360s out in New Mexico and Arizona here in the offseason, and now with an interesting rent-to-ride program here with Mount Stout coming into this. Let's check in with Earl Hoon Jr., the TJ Forged Pit Report.
Thank you, Caleb Hart. Yep, here we go. Heat race number 1 winner, Nick Hoffman. Buddy, tell me how crucial these starts are. Obviously, track gripped up, narrow. How good do you have to be to time these starts just right?
Yeah, and I didn't want to get caught with jumping there, so I made sure I waited till the line to really take off. And he was trying to roll me a little bit, but he did the right thing to make sure they didn't call that back. So, yeah, the start's obviously crucial, especially when you got Joe B and Jake Andreotti and those guys behind you. You got to be pretty good. But sitting at the top of the ramp here, it's like sitting in staging for the World 100. It's a lot of nerves and knowing that you have to win this to pretty much save your night. And was able to do that. And Zach Daum did a great job of giving me what I need. Kind of the whole time. I was in the first hot lap session yesterday, the last one, so I didn't really have a decent racetrack both times. And then now I'm like, man, just give me something that I could circle and not be so tight, and he was able to do that. So NOS Energy Drink, Rockwell Security, Jeff Taylor, everybody makes this possible for me. I can't thank him enough, and at least get myself in a decent spot for later. That's all you can do.
Guys, Nick Hoffman starting his night off strong with 100 points.
All right, Earl. Guys, heat race number 2. Billy Rayburn and Jan Evans making up row number 1. Sam Hines and Trey Zorn in row 3. Noah Harris, Matt Lux in row behind them. And then Hayden Mabe and Alex Sewell making up the final row of this one. 8 cars for 8 laps. And Alex Sewell, always a very popular dirt draft Chili Bowl pool pick. He's got a good starting spot. Does he have the racetrack to make it happen?
I mean, tough. It's certainly still very narrow, very quick. And Hoffman's fastest lap in Heat 1 was an 11.2, so we'll keep an eye on that as the racetrack widens out over the course of the next few heat races.
Off at turns 3 and 4. Here we go with another 8 laps. Heat race number 2 underway, and that start all sorts of jumbled up as the pole sitter Billy Rayburn couldn't get to throttle. Now here comes Trey Zorn, who started in 4th, now takes the lead into 3 and 4, so 4-1 for Trey Zorn. And we've got a mess off of turn 4.
Alex Sewell's done a great job of navigating all this so far in the first lap. He's been patiently around the bottom. He's going to be all the way up into P4 from the tail of your field.
Out and running is Zorn. Everybody trying to chase him down. Good battle mid-pack. You're watching Noah Harris try to keep off Sewell, and it's exactly what the Sewell fans out there needed to see. Can he pick up another spot and get 8-3? He's got opportunity off the bottom of 2.
Harris and Sewell, a couple Oklahoma kids that are really talented, been around this racetrack for a long time, growing up around here, absolutely battling it out. Sewell would love to see one more spot here.
Sewell sizing up his competition in Hines right now in that second spot. Hines going to leave the door open. Sewell not there close enough to capitalize as the laps continue to wind down. Coming around next time will be 2 laps to go. You're watching the battle for second. Zorn is gone with the lead after starting 4th. Keeping an eye on Sewell, now looking for second, and one more batch of points.
It's actually Sewell looking for 3rd on Noah Harris.
Oh, there we go. That's right, Harris.
He's getting the car rotated just a little earlier in the corner so he can try to sneak in down low as we're at the 1 to go mark. Back straight away for the final time. Zorn's got this one running away. Trey Zorn, big points in pocket for him. Harris holds 3rd. Hines will get 2nd, 8-4. Good enough for Alex Sewell. In fact, better scoring than both Hines and Harris, as he'll make a qualifier as well. Lux and Mabe are in, Rayburn and Evans, and Jan found out real quick that you can't run in that outside groove quite yet coming off at 2, as he had the lead on for about a quarter and a half, and then learning opportunity from there.
1:15, that's a solid mark, and that'll set you up really nice coming up in the qualifier. Trying to remember the biggest point gain on Monday last year. I want to say it was a 6-1. So 1:15 versus a 1:25. That'll be really nice come up later on in the qualifiers, but we still have plenty more heat races here still to go as heat race number 3 heads down the NOS Energy Drink ramp cam, or down the ramp with our cam presented by NOS Energy Drink, with another 8 cars ready to do battle.
And here comes one of your big favorites in this one. Canon Macintosh is going outside row number 3. Covered Canon pretty extensively here. He's got a heat race that looks agreeable to moving up and through this field, but who knows? Somebody could jump up and surprise us.
Gonna have to get past Drake Edwards, though, who's been lightning quick in this building as well and had a really good outdoor season, and back with Chad Bode in this building. So a couple of heavy hitters in this one. I know several have picked Drake in their dirt draft hot laps. Nick Drake in this one. So there's Drake Edwards, Nick Drake, both sharing row number 2. Nick's been pretty consistent in this building, has made preliminary A main events all the way up to Saturday B and C mains.
Your X factor here is your inside row number 1, and it's not necessarily in so much the driver, it's the platform. As Todd Cleaver, one of the Badger midget drivers, for your motor guys out there, the Badgers run only 148 cubic inch OEM-based overhead cam engine as compared to the bigger national motors. So differences allowed for some more affordable power plants to run with the Badgers, but they might be a little outgunned, especially on a heavily juiced up racetrack. We need to check in up top with Chris Moore and a TJ Forge pit report.
Yeah, thank you, Earl. Here with Trey Zorn. Trey, you go 4th to 1st in 3 turns. Could you have drawn up a better opening lap than that?
No, I couldn't have. That was pretty awesome. Just got lucky. He pushed up there, and I shot underneath, and then just had to protect from there. Felt like I still kind of struggled with that, but we were still fast. So I just want to say hi to everyone watching back home. Mom, sisters, my girlfriend and her family, Micah and the NOS clan, and everyone else watching. And thank you for everyone that's helped me out this week. So thank you.
All right, there you go, guys. Trey Zorn smiling ear to ear from the time he got out of that race car after going 4-1.
I would be too after that impressive run for the rookie. As we take a look at the lineup for heat race number 3, Todd Cleaver, as we talked about on the pole of this one, out of Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, to his outside Blake Green out of Mounds, Oklahoma. Nick Drake and Drake Edwards share row number 2, with Paul White rolling off inside of row number 3 to his outside, Mr. Monday Night, Canon Macintosh out of Bixby, Oklahoma. Tanner Berryhill and Brody Ender round out your 8-car field for 8 laps.
Quick at the notes here, Cleaver, the former NASCAR Roush Racing driver, actually has got a national motor in for this event, so may not be down to that horsepower limitation that we talked about just a second ago.
He's got the Link chassis as well, and he'll dive to the bottom in 1 and 2, going side by side with Blake Green. But Green on that outside of the front row will take the advantage into 3 and 4, but here comes Cleaver back wanting the lead.
Fantastic battle here for first on the opening lap as outside Green goes a bounce and Cleaver driving into the top spot. Here comes the rest of the field. Drake Edwards up to 2nd.
And Canon Macintosh was able to slip in there into that 4th position. Here comes Canon looking for more as he's now followed Drake Edwards into that 3rd position.
Side-by-side battle, and behind him, Drake will make the pass. He's got 4th, and now we'll watch him shoot it out between your top 3. Edwards on the move out of corner number 2, denied by Cleaver that time by.
Edwards needs to remember who's behind him, and yeah, that's a big mistake there to open yourself up for attack from Mr. Monday Night, Canon Macintosh.
Macintosh not done yet. Todd Cleaver, you've got company here as he tries to protect the bottom of the racetrack. Canon now has plenty of time to go to work. Will be 3 laps to go. Going to set up the move possibly into turns 3 and 4, but here comes Drake Edwards trying to roll back.
He's got the speed. I wonder if he's looking at like an outside-in type of move from Macintosh. There's just not a lot of exit room on 4. Trying to nose underneath him in 1 and 2, and there's the pass.
Todd Cleaver, though, gets tight off the corner, and pulling a big wheel stand was Drake Edwards, but Cleaver able to settle it back down, get back to 2nd. Here's the battle for 2nd. Now 3-car tussle. Nick Drake on the rally charge. He'll go to the top side, look to get around Drake Edwards, and set his sights for Cleaver, who leaves the door open around the outside.
Got to keep that bottom defended as there's the checkered flag. Cleaver ends up securing 2nd as the heat race win goes to Canon Macintosh, and there's 125 big points for Canon to start his night. Cleaver, Drake, Edwards, Berryhill a good run, a decent score at 82. Green, White, and Enter will be behind the 8 ball. Just what Canon needed to do. He picked him off where he got him, and 6-1 is going to be tough to eclipse. A couple of drivers will have a shot, but it's exactly what Canon was looking for.
Yeah, we saw the track starting to widen out right there where we could get, kind of a second groove going in turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, but Canon's car really stuck along the bottom of the racetrack and utilized these guys maneuvering around in front of him to sneak right on by.
Back with us this year, Drone Shot. It's Dan the Drone Man working with us here as you'll get a look coming down that NOS energy drink ramp.
By the way, that last heat race was big for Nick Drake to get back to 3rd where he started, because he was sitting 5th and was going to be right at that cut at 67.5. Was able to pick off 2 cars there in the final 3 laps.
3 down, 6 to go. Heck, our first cowboy appearance right outside the Brian Gapinski announce booth down here is watering the outside of the racetrack. Yeah, it sounds weird, but the belief is that they can water that clay that you see in between the top and this bottom cement section, and that it drips down into the high groove. So good enough. TJ Forge Pit Report. Earl Hoon Jr. has got Canon Macintosh.
Buddy, what a tremendous run out there. Early on in these heat races, the track is narrow, still gripped up. You made it work, going above everyone, dipping and diving all over there. That got to feel good, especially now you are the new high point man.
Yeah, for sure. Car was excellent there. In traffic early in these heat races, you got to have something that's drivable there. And, made very little mistakes, I felt like, and put ourselves in position when we had a chance and attacked. And, just hats off to this KKM crew, Mobile One, Toyota. Big thanks to my guys for making this happen, and I think we got a good piece under us.
We know how aggressive Canon Macintosh can be in this building, gentlemen. He's going to start his night off with 130 points.
Thank you, Earl. As we take a look at the lineup for heat race number 4 here on Monday night, Eric Blummer on the front row with Jeff Schindler on the outside. Dylan Welch will start third. Outside of him, Jack France, who was Mr. Soup Saturday a year ago. Zach Hampton, Preston Norbury in row number 3, Colin Deming, and Justin Peck's going to start shotgun on the field in row number 4.
Peck with an interesting draw on a racetrack that's put in position. The driver now coming up for the second year of the Routine Racing High Limit Sprint Car from Monrovia, Indiana. Got to see Justin out for both Dirt Cup and the High Limit run. And he really good guy.
And last year, I remember he missed the show by 1 on Saturday night's B main. So was one of a couple of drivers that was left on the outside looking in. So we'll see if Justin can replicate maybe what a Canon Macintosh did, pick off several cars there on the opening lap, set yourself up for a nice run through the field. But
heat race positioning here, Chris, sets up really well for Dylan Welch.
Yeah, I think so. And I think what we saw, too, the track widening out, he actually felt better on the top side of the racetrack yesterday, talking to him in practice, than he did on the bottom. So if he can separate himself here, maybe give himself an option, I think it all comes down to this start here.
Yeah, keep a quick eye on Zach Hampton, too. Had a big year with the World of Outlaws this year, first time on tour, and in the Bobby's Clap Motorsports car.
Off and running into turn number 2. Bloomer gets out to the start that he needed.
Well, there goes Dylan around the top side looking for the lead, and hello to the lead, Dylan Welch.
Nice run, Dylan. Flying the Bell Helmet sponsorship off of that. Following him on through.
Zach Hampton in the 71 car.
Yeah, good call, Clinton.
So Welch, Hampton now your new 1-2. Norbury holding on to that third position.
And Peck's gone 8-4.
But now they're all single file, almost equidistant behind Justin Peck and even in front. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just take a look at Hampton on the bottom. Dylan running kind of the middle groove, that upper groove into turns 3 and 4. As you take a look at Norbury trying to keep pace with Hampton here at the halfway point for that position.
Dylan's transponder is either falling off or malfunctioning as far as your live timing and scoring goes. Watching Peck roll in here on Preston Norbury. Preston, a.k.a. Bugs. They're working out at turn number 2. And Peck looking 8-3 would be a nice scoring run if he can complete it. Catching him's one thing, getting around him a whole other question, though.
Yeah, Justin trying to search around a little bit, opening up his entry, maybe trying to go outside in, but right now trying to build some momentum on Norbury. White flag is out, though. One more time around. Can Peck pick up one more position here as through turns 3 and 4, 3-1 for Dylan Welch. And a strong move there on the opening circuit will take the win. Zach Hampton finishing second. Preston Norbury hold on to third. Justin Peck will finish 4th from 8th. So a couple of drivers going at least +4 on this one, but Dylan Welch getting the heat race win. I know that's going to be huge for him in this group owned by John Levesque, running the Ripper chassis here at the Chili Bowl for the second year in a row.
You've had plenty of time to talk to Dylan. I got a little time to talk to him on Monday night last year. That's a really positive, good team to race out of. It's a good match between Levesque and Dylan, and as far as their attitudes go about what they're trying to do here, and nice to see them pull up that success. 110, good scoring run for him.
Yeah, and it's one of those deals. I know Dylan enjoys it because there's not a lot of pressure. He's run for teams like Chad Boat in the past, and it's all business all the time, and he's able to come here knowing kind of, hey, I don't do this a whole lot, maybe 1 or 2 times a year, and he can come have fun, and there's no pressure. But at the same time, I know when he straps on the helmet, he's a competitor just like anybody else, and I know he's going to be thrilled with that one.
A very, very fast competitor. Wasn't able to shake Hampton. Hampton stuck with him real well through there. Then that little gap back to Norbury and Peck. So those two should be walking away with some pretty good feelings after heat race number 4. We get ready for heat race number 5, and Chris Moore has got Dylan Welch up with him, a TJ Forge pit report.
Yeah, fastest announcer in racing, Dylan. Kind of third to first there. Looked pretty easy, though. What was it as easy as it looked?
Car's really good. I actually kind of thought the track was a little bit more, not ledged up, but just you kind of had to be careful. You'd get over the cushion kind of into the fluff. So, but felt really good. Glad to have that over with. Obviously, going 3 to 1's not a ton of points, but did what we needed to do there. So, just want to thank John and Ken for having me back to run their car, and Kyle Jones helping us out again, and Kyle at Bell Helmets, and Steve Gilmore from Club Sport, and Todd and Jody Bankson from Florida Safety Systems for making another one of these possible for me.
All right, good luck, Dylan.
Thank you.
There you go, guys. Dylan Welch, good start to his Chili Bowl Nationals here in 2026.
And he'll be the first to tell you, too, it's been huge having Kyle Jones kind of offered. Kyle runs that car part-time as well, and he's been instrumental on the setup for that thing.
Let's take a look at heat race number 5. Trey Marcham's got the pole for this one. Ryder McCutcheon, you saw him on some dirt drafts here, goes outside row number 1. It is Taylor Courtney to the inside row number 2 with Jimmy Light to his outside. Bryson Smith and Andy Eichhoff in row number 3. Briggs Danner and Tyler Hewitt make up row number 4. So Danner inside row number 4. Eyeballs back there to see what he can do from 7th. Big point scoring opportunity for him. Front row battling of Marcham and McCutcheon. A couple of guys expected to be fast. See what they can do to hold off this field in behind them.
Track's really starting to come in nicely. You heard Dylan say it almost felt like it ledged up a little bit if you got over the cushion, but obviously not wide enough to where we typically see it at the end of the night. But at the same time, Clint, the lane is there if you can make it work.
It definitely is, and we saw that yesterday in 1 and 2 on practice day, where it kind of ledged up right in the middle of the racetrack, super similar to what we see right now. 3 and 4 was the oddball corner yesterday. It was really, really slick into turn 3, to a lot of moisture in turn 4. So these guys seeing an entirely new turns 3 and 4 today that could be throwing them for a little bit of a loop.
The bulk of our iBox Springs flip count occurred in turns 3 and 4 yesterday. So far, so good. Everybody sticking rubber side down. See if that continues with Marcham and McCutcheon from the front row. We are green off the corner. Trey Marcham gets the good run into the first turn. Half a car length, but quickly evaporating as McCutcheon runs up on him in the back straightaway. 1 and 2, just like they started. McCutcheon chasing Marcham after the first lap. Jimmy Lights the P92, he sits 3rd. Briggs Danner up to 5th already as look out. Light into the back of McCutcheon, moving him out of the way. And new P2 is the P92.
Yeah, some physicality here. I was watching Briggs Danner. He was using that kind of line that Dylan Welch did to get the lead. Now he'll go to the bottom and pick off that spot on Taylor Courtney. So Briggs Danner up 3 to 4th as they come around to the halfway signal.
Down to the bottom, overcooks it going into the turn was Light. He's going to drop 2 spots. McCutcheon gets him back, and Danner gets him back 7 to 3, and a big old puff of smoke for your 4th place runner, Light.
It's only getting worse for Light. Now it completely grenades. Maybe.
It's still got power. It's like he knocked the line off.
Yeah.
It's not long for this world.
It's puking oil now, it looked like. Puking something. There was a big old shower into 1 and 2.
Ooh.
Go ahead and shut her off. Yeah, as soon as you said it had power, he went to 1 and 2, hit the throttle, and it just spewed out.
Our man with the red shoes, Brian Ward, on the scene. You always know where Brian is. White pants, red shoes. What you got down there, Brian?
There's some oil all over his oil can here. It is all over this Nerf bar. So somewhere an oil line has come loose. It's spitting it out. So it was just burning it all off the header there. I think the engine did have power. I see a lot of oil down on the lower frame rail and down inside the block. So somewhere something has come off somewhere in the oiling system and just allowed it to all burn off on the header. So couldn't It's not as bad as it could have been, but they're going to have to go find that, and hopefully no damage from the loss of the oil.
Clinton, if it had really blown up, you know, created a lightning hole in the block or knocked a piston out or something, it would have lost power a lot sooner, as is just a line maybe.
Yeah, it was running when he shut it off, so hopefully, you know, he got it shut off in time to not just completely destroy the insides of that engine, but a lot of smoke around the Expo building right now to where he definitely, you know, was blowing the oil out on something, so.
You're only running, when you do an oil change, you're only running 4 to 5 quarts in these engines, if I remember
It's closer
correctly.
to 7 or 8 quarts
Is
still.
it? Okay.
It depending on your tank size,
Sure.
you know, your external tank size. So, yeah, still quite a bit in there.
So long as it stays lubricated for a little while, you're in good shape, and at the point when it runs out, kaboom.
Yeah, that's Ryder McCutcheon kind of got a gift there getting back by Jimmy Light when Jimmy got crossed up in turns 3 and 4, but now he's got Briggs Danner behind him, who's +4 on the field here in this heat race. So let's see if Ryder can kind of get settled in and hold off really fast Briggs Danner for these final 3 laps.
Marcham leads him back to green, and McCutcheon this time.
Oh, that's going to be a penalty on Briggs Danner, guys. I wouldn't be shocked to go yellow here.
Didn't he?
Then we stay green, so that's going to be a 2-for-1 penalty as the yellow flag does come back out. Man, massive mistake by, you know, someone you like to call a veteran driver here in Briggs Danner.
He knew it too.
Yeah.
Although they may have been talking to him on the radio already before that.
And McCutcheon didn't have the greatest of starts there, kind of floated up the racetrack, but if you're Briggs Danner, you just can't drive by him. You got to let off.
So watch him here on the K1 Race Gear instant replay, and the general rule is front tires up to the rear cut tires of the car in front of you.
McCutcheon kind of got sideways and up on the berm, and Danner just, I mean, was just committed to driving by him. I don't know. They tell you 14 times you can't pass before the cone, guys.
Caleb, I got to look at Jimmy's car when they were waiting for that caution to clear the racetrack. You can see the puddle of oil on the racetrack that Chase is getting a shot of. I went under, shined my flashlight. There was a fitting that looked like it had broke, maybe an aluminum fitting. It was hanging down under the car, and all that oil was dripping out of it. So was just a line. One of the fittings broke and was hanging and blowing all that oil out.
You know, a frequent thing on when you're doing a swap over on something is not tightening up the plug on the oil pan quite nearly enough, right?
Yeah.
So
let's see if Briggs can rebound here. Early start there by Trey Marcham.
Better restart for McCutcheon that time, able to pull away a little bit, as there's Briggs Danner now having to put in some yeoman's work at the end of this one to get back up front. Quickly dispatches a couple of cars. Now he'll move to third.
now it's the catch-up process as much as it is to try to make a move on him process. And McCutcheon's sniffing the race lead with one to go, guys.
Well, this could help if these two start racing. Now the bottom side's open for Briggs. Danner will drive around one of them. That McCutcheon thought about two, and the final time in 3 and 4. Marcham trying to hang on. Briggs Danner gonna finish second. Valiant effort there.
Almost 7 to 1 if Marcham had floated that corner any more than he did. Trey Smart got back down, but wow.
So 118 for Briggs Danner on his...
118 is great, guys, but you still got to think about what could have been, because if he didn't have to pass, 2 or 3 extra cars there and run out of time, he'd be at 130 with a 7 to 1. So definitely made it back up for his guys at the end of that one.
So how about this? 5 heat races on a track that we all thought was a little on the narrow end, a little on the juiced up end. 2 of the 5 have been won from the pole. The other 3 have been won from row 2 and row 3 respectively. So drivers are doing a good job of making exciting racing happen, regardless of their starting spot, as we get ready for the 6th heat race and the first action for Kyle Larson here on the week. They'll roll down our BR Motorsports shot here from the Speed Shot. Big thank you to Blake and the gang at BR Motorsports and their ignitioneering department. Also, just a great place to get race car parts if you're out there in Central California, as they serve everybody that comes through in Visalia. Down ramp we go, and now we'll go up ramp. Earl Hoon Jr. has got RTJ Forge Pit Report.
Trey Marcham, winner of heat race number 5. Things were really getting good behind you. Coming to the checkered. Briggs Denner was right there. Could you hear him or could you see him?
Yeah, he showed me his nose. After that caution, I kind of stuck the bottom. I thought that was there, and it really wasn't the correct thing. I should have just went back to what I was doing. I feel like we had a pretty good lead before all that oil got put on the track. So, yeah, pretty good. I just need to be a little bit better. Car's pretty solid. Bandit shocks, buy Bandit shocks. Trademark, exterior restorations, Victory Motorsports, Select Coatings, my boys, and Tub. Thanks to everybody, and we'll see what we got in the qualifier.
Guys, the Newcastle, Oklahoma driver, Trey Marcham, a great 1-to-1 run.
Yeah, and he knows how to get it done in this building, too, from the outside, especially marching his way through the soup on Saturday. An A-main starter in the past. We look at our lineup, Caleb, for heat race number 6.
David Camfield Sr.'s got the pole from this one, the veteran from Decatur, Illinois, to his outside. That's Gage Truby from Blue Springs, Missouri, driving car number 3. Row number 2, Gary Taylor, originally from Snohomish, Washington, the 32. Emilio Hoover in the 9 from Broken Arrow. Dave Collins Jr., Lake Mills, Wisconsin, and Kyle Larson from Elk Grove in the 1K. Jacob Boxell quick in hot laps, and to the outside of Boxell will be Jake Andriotti. It's a good heat race, guys. A lot of stories to follow no matter where you're looking here in this one. Larson will draw a lot of attention, but boy, some fast drivers with opportunity to make their name at the Chili Bowl Nationals.
Yeah, especially if Gary Taylor can get the 32 maybe up to the point. He'll be one to have to run down for sure. Of course, a lot of eyes will be on Larson, especially. Boxell also looked really good in hot laps. Remember, he was top of the board for several groups coming from inside of the final row.
It's a good race car that he's got underneath him for sure. It's got the power, it's got the speed. Now can he put it together? And starting right next to Andriotti, so he's going to have another guy right back there with him who's going to be looking to take advantage of all the opportunities to come up.
Your second place outside, or second row outside starter Emilio Hoover did not have the shootout he was looking for.
No.
Crashed on practice day and didn't even get to run. So he's looking for a big redemption shot here too, just like GT to his inside.
He had a big prelim night, 1 or 2 years ago as well, as the lights are out coming to green heat race number 6.
It's a wheel stand from Camfield, who's going to get a lot of GT front bumper coming through. You can see Gary's trying to get free of that lane so he can go around, and the little hippity hop from Camfield will give Taylor the lead on lap 1.
Contact with Larson.
Yeah, that's Boxell, keeps it going. Larson able to get by 1 or 2, but could have had a lot more without the contact, as that allowed Jake Andriotti around both of them. Andriotti on the charge now to the inside, looking for second. So Jake Andriotti from the back of the field in 8th up to 2nd. Larson still having trouble with Emilio Hoover.
Larson's got to hold that 5th place spot at minimum if he wants enough points to get through. And there he goes, frees up and gets on the move. Now you're seeing the speed of the champ as he works around to the outside. Hoover drifts wide. There goes Larson cutting down to the inside. He'll make the pass.
Contact with Emilio.
Yeah, boy, and gets a little right there at the end from Camfield too. Wow. Now I say this, if there's good news, 4 cars stopped in the crash. So it's going to box them all up, and we'll see where he sequences out in them, but
You just got to hope there's not front axle damage there from Camfield coming in at the end. And
you're also
Kyle
hoping
already had kind of hard right rear contact earlier in the race.
You're hoping they also call the incident on Hoover and not Kyle and stick him behind all the lap cars.
They should no. They will go in order. They'll like restart in the order they were running in. So if Kyle was ahead of all these cars before the caution came out, he'll fall in line. This is the lap before. Kyle goes to the outside of Hoover in 1 and 2 and gets really close to his outside here. And Emilio drives it deep into turn 3. Just had a little better run down the backstretch, and Kyle goes across underneath, and Hoover just kind of wheels up and turns down straight into Kyle's right rear.
Too. The front end dropped on the Emilio Hoover car here on the straightaway.
Yeah, I mean, that's hard racing. Emilio definitely wasn't going to give it up, and Kyle could maybe be frustrated at him for running him wide and then running him down the track, but it's right here. Camfield coming in. I mean,
it was
you'd like to think that's okay, or probably more into the Nerf bar. Then Kyle does a great job to not crash. Gets the car squared up, turns into the backwards roll, and everyone piles in.
Well, radius rods are up. Shock and spring still in good shape. Panhardt's up. I think Larson's car is as close to okay as he can hope for it to be at this point.
Larson was scored ahead of Hoover at the line that time by, so he'll restart ahead of Emilio here.
and should be
ahead of Boxell also.
Ahead of Boxell and Camfield.
Should be behind Dave Collins Jr. in that 40J. Then it should be Hoover behind him, and I believe Boxell and then Camfield.
So the wreck, in the end, costs Kyle nothing.
Yeah.
Because everybody behind him also gets there. What a fortuitous break for your champ.
Either way,
it also closes up your gap between Gary Taylor and Jake Andriotti, which was a 1.7-second gap before the caution.
And that makes Andriotti on an 8-2 run, starting right behind your leader. If he can make that pass, you're looking at your undisputed top score. Nobody will beat him because we go to 7 cars in the next heat race.
And if he stays where he's at, 123 would be good for second, right behind Canon Macintosh. We'll see what he has. 4 laps to go. We'll keep an eye on Larson, who starts 4th with 4 laps to go in this 6th heat race.
Fascinating development. Car looks stable going into 1, and quickly Larson advances from 6th to 3rd. That puts him at 101 points.
And 1 around in turns 3 and 4. The 86 coming to a stop of David Camfield Sr. We'll bring out the caution yet again with 3 laps to go, stacking back up the field. Really good restart there for Gary Taylor as well, knowing who was on the charge.
Yeah, he's no dummy. He looks at that board, he looks at that scoreboard, and knows who everybody is in his heat race. He knew he had to get up and get gone. As here's the K1 Race Gear instant replay from the corner, and you can see Camfield, too much rotation through the center of the turn and around.
GT and the Brian Dunlap-owned 32 car. They've been paired together for a long time. Dunlap brings some of the nicest cars in this entire building, and it's not just his race cars, his entire race program. No detail missed on Brian Dunlap's team.
The headers alone on that thing. Oh. So I'm giving credit to his chrome plating guy earlier today. It's nice. GT will try it again. 3 to go. Green flag out. Andriotti, a better job of sticking with him down the back straightaway. Andriotti has to deal with Larson now, and oh boy. Camfield with the nose of the race car dangerously close to the cockpit of the Hoover 9.
Yeah. Hoover's left front either appears to be smashed or broken. Hard to tell from this angle. Brian's right there. He can fill us in, but it's definitely down right now.
Yeah, that left front, you can see that it's kind of bent up. The bends usually go backwards. That one, it's a hair backwards and almost a little bit up, so not going to be square on the ground there. Looking at the other side of the car where Camfield got into him, I don't really see any damage. It seems like he just kind of rolled up on that tire and Nerf bar, and everything looks good on the side of the car. Everything looks good on the front of Camfield's ride.
I'm worried about the header on the Hoover car, particularly there, Clint.
Yeah,
that
I felt
was
like
a
it
scary spot.
Felt like it looked protected. I mean, seemed to be okay. So to get these guys fired off, let's get a look at a K1 Race Gear instant replay, and just out of screen right there. It actually started with Boxell getting into Hoover, getting over Hoover's left front, and that's what's going to have bent it.
Camfield just coming through the corner thinking he had a free run to stay on the gas, and unfortunately didn't.
Something to think about here. I know GT and Andriotti both have in-car adjustments that you can use here at the Tulsa Expo Raceway at the Chili Bowl. Kyle Larson does not.
No in-car adjustment on the car.
No, Kyle says he just figures it out on his own. So we'll see what he can dial up with the steering wheel and the 2 pedals.
Back under the green flag with 3 laps to go. Larson this time will try the high line in 1 and 2. Get a good run down the back straightaway, setting his sights on Jake Andriotti, who's on an 8-2 run. Larson started 6th, had the trouble up to 3rd.
Yeah. Larson's car just seems a bit free. It just doesn't make that grip or that absolute launch off the corners that we're used to seeing out of cars that can make big moves here. As GT with 1 to go absolutely dominated this race.
Kyle's talked about not feeling great in the race car, and even then, cars that he hasn't felt great in, he's won Chili Bowl with. So a 63 run will move him to the qualifier, but this one's Gary Taylor's, guys. GT 3-1 for him at 110 points. Nice run for the Dunlap team, and Taylor, as well as Andriotti, now second highest in points at 123. Boxell is in. Hoover right on the line with a 5th place finish.
Yeah, so unofficially, of course, the Chili Bowl Nationals will post the points officially, but you've got Macintosh, Andriotti, Briggs Danner, your top 3, Trey Zorn, Dylan Welch, Gary Taylor, your top 6, with 3 more heat races to go. I should add Larson in there too, sorry.
We're lucky we've got Wakapedi on staff.
Yes.
Man, the fastest fingers in the world. He's up there calculating for us. So far, no major surprises on the outside. I think that's something to keep our eyes on. Nobody's going to have to make that big C to B to A run yet. Still 3 heat races to go, and a interesting competitive one coming up, particularly on the inside groove of heat race number 7, as you see them staging cars in and around the facility. And wow, that drone look here, Clinton, I'll get back to you because we got to check in up top, but that drone look is telling us something about turn 3 right now. Let's check in up top. TJ Forge pit report.
Yeah, got GT here, guys. The heat race went 3-1. About as simple as you could have it, but all the yellows, did they cause problems for you, or were you relaxed out front of this one?
I would have rather not had them. They got a good first start there and kind of got going, and yeah, I would have rather not had them, but the track starting to change quite a bit now. It's starting to blow off, so we got a really fast car here. Mike and Brian Dunlap gave me a good car with Witz helping us out, and just got to stay up with the track. The car's fast.
I was going to say, how much of this now becomes paying attention to what goes on from here to your qualifier to this point?
Yeah, that's all of it. I mean, we already could have been a little bit snugger right there, so we got a few more heats, and then, yeah, there's probably going to be 6-7 races before we run again, so we just got to keep up with it.
All right, there you go, guys, trying to keep up with things, but a good start to the GT's Chili Bowl run here.
Because we heard him say that he could be a little bit more snug right there, and I think Larson's going to come in feeling the exact same way. And he's not the only cars that we've seen like that. And that was a topic of conversation yesterday. Is the track looks like it has moisture and bite to it, and it just doesn't. You know, just hear a lot of wheel spin, a lot of slip, not a lot of right rear stick. So something to keep our eye on as we move forward in these final few heat races.
Drivers who are going to be trying to figure it out: Jesse Schlottfeld and Dustin Morris in the front row, Danny Fry the third, John Barnard in row number 2, Garrett Benson, Christian Miller in row 3, and Cameron Key, cousin Cameron, running in 7th here to start heat race number 7. Well, they're going to have that. The surface is going to be interesting for them to take on and try to figure out. As outside row number 2, that's John Barnard out of Sherman, Illinois, has pulled up and is going up the ramp. So his heat race
he's
coming
coming
back down the ramp. Almost ended before it started, but looks like they've got it figured out.
They'll give him a push off here as, again, slated to start 4th in this one.
Now we'll fall to the tail.
So again, your lineup, your lineup is calculated by the first time they come to the green flag.
So not really what Christian Miller wanted to see. Was hoping to have that 6th starting spot, but instead we'll start 4th.
Inside lane unaffected. Outside lane, yeah, it's looking a little different. Cameron now starts 6th on this one, so that's where his passing points will be calculated from. On the outside of the Benson 7B. So Schlottfeld, one of the rookies. He's got Phoenixville, Pennsylvania's Dustin Morris to the outside. And you can see Jesse was not going to jump that start.
Oh, careful, up into the wall.
Well, Cameron had said in his pre-race interview that he was going to follow Garrett through. I guess follow him through might have a different meaning from what I understand it to be.
Yeah, so wild start there. It looked like maybe Garrett got someone's right rear tire and just straight wheels up and hung a hard right to the front stretch wall.
We're going to get a quick look at the K1 Race Gear Instant Replay.
Yeah.
It's trying a lane change, and there just wasn't enough room to get through clean. So he ramped off of the outside of row number 2 car.
Christian Miller, I think, in the 8XL?
Yeah.
Yes.
Miller kind of wildly across the front stretch there into Danny Fry, which sends Garrett Benson going in contact with Cameron. I would be shocked if there's enough damage that he can't fire back off here, though.
going to depend on the right-hand side.
We'll ask Brian what he can see, but yeah, from our vantage point, Brian doesn't look too bad.
Yeah, the drag link took a big hit here, so it's affecting his steering. It's bowed all the way into the body. So yeah, it's got the steering arm in a bind underneath there.
Yeah,
you can get a look right there.
Good look at it there, Brian. Yeah. So that drag link goes from your left front steering arm all the way back to the pitman arm that's connected to your steering box. And so that's what connects your steering wheel to the front axle. And if it's bound up against that body, you just won't be able to turn left and right.
Can run
it's a long, I mean, it's every bit of 37, 8 inches usually.
Yep.
And so it's a long radius rod there, which, you know, makes it awfully flimsy. And that's something we see bend even without crashing on midgets. If you get tight and you turn left real hard or jump the cushion, that drag link will be bent. It seems like I bend one every year here.
And you can run with a bent drag link. It just gets harder to steer depending on the amount of the bend in it.
Yeah, so those guys looking at it right here, and they got a left front and a shock, but no drag link in hand that I see. They're going to need a yellow. Our lights are back out, so that'll kind of shuffle everything back up for our field. We're down to 6 cars.
Second try. Schlockfeld Morris once again. We're green. Oh, Danny Fry sideways with Cameron Key. And Fry will stop in the corner.
Looking back at the work area, they're waving to get the crew back to Garrett Benson's car. This will save them.
You're connected by 2 Hymens on a drag link, right? So get the bolts removed out of them, and you're good.
Those are going to be 2 studs, and Earl's down there taking away Earl, but there's 2 studs with a 9/16, or it's a half-inch nut, 9/16 headed. They're just going to pop off and slide right back on. So that's Dad, Nathan Benson right there. Chuck Adams behind him with the hat backwards at the back. Been with Tim Engler's team for a long time now, and there's your impact going in. It's just tight spaces to work.
Earl, anything you're seeing that we can't from this camera?
No, pretty much you guys are describing it and exactly what's happening down in their work area. Looks like they possibly are able to get a change. Garrett Benson is going to rejoin this field, guys.
Man, that's a little bit of Chili Bowl luck right there. Watch out, guys, easy.
The 2 different colored coil springs across the front would drive me nuts on that car, but...
It's Mike Schur down there. Dave Byers, longtime, supporters of Garrett Benson. You see everyone jumping in, trying to make something happen, and he's got life here. He's a young kid, though. You got to take a deep breath and resettle. You still have your entire heat race ahead of you.
And you're only 7th, as opposed to...
And you were slated to go 5th anyways.
Yeah,
so,
you're okay. Get to 5th.
Yep.
Get to 5th again, and you're in a qualifier.
Benson was 7th in his Prelim B main a year ago. Made an A main start. A-class finished on the podium earlier a couple weeks ago, and now G-Man will get back after it and try to salvage this heat race for the Tim Engler group. Lights back out around the speedway, so back to 7 cars.
Cameron up to 4th.
Yeah.
Although, again, initial start was 6th, but...
Yeah, chaotic few starts to this, and to his inside has been a lot of the cause of it.
We'll try this time off turn number 4 as we're at least clean into turns 1 and 2. Can we get out of 1 and 2? Looks like we can. And now Cameron Key up to 2nd, although look out, firing in 1 and deep. Not going to stick was the Christian Miller car, and now the battle for 4th.
Coming back after him, John Barnard's making his way through the field. Barnard to the 4th spot. Big dive bomb to the inside. Miller a little twitchy outside. Give Barnard 3rd. 1 and 2 running away with this. Everybody behind him scrambling to keep everybody in the same area code. Morris has dropped back to 5th, and that's the spot that Garrett Benson needs. Benson coming up on Morris, who's looking at Miller. To the outside, swings the G-Man. Can he make the pass coming through the corner?
Trying to find a lane right now as Garrett Benson had to get out of the throttle, wondering where Morris was headed into turns 1 and 2. That cost him time. Meanwhile, back up front, Cameron Keys caught your race leader, the rookie, Jesse Schlottfeld. Schlottfeld was a little bit tight through 3 and 4 the last time around. Cameron was looking low. Now he'll go right to the outside groove. These two racing out for the lead with 2 to go.
Jesse's pretty good at knowing where his car needs to be on a regular basis. Chili Bowl, a little bit of a different animal, but he's holding the lead. Coming to the white flag with a big run from Key off the corner.
He must be watching the screen. He's made a couple of different line changes. That might be exactly what Cameron needed to settle in on the bottom here. Final turns through 3 and 4. Schlotfeld slides across. Key down low. Sneaks by. Crossover by Schlotfeld.
Wow.
Give it to Cameron Key.
How about that? Cousin Cameron, a 6-1 run, will match what Canon Macintosh did. Make that one, well, should start 6-1. Unofficially, 130 would be high point, but I think would be 125 on a 6-1 run. But nonetheless, that was big time right there.
Man, that's one of the times watching the screen can bite you. Yeah, Schlotfeld, I think, had him covered. The top side wasn't there, and Cameron moved up and got Jesse to take the bait and snookered right on by him.
Nice run by Key as you get a look at the NOS Energy Drink ramp cam. Tied for high points.
Yeah.
Coming with Canon Macintosh. As we're down to 2 heat races to go here on our very first night, our live coverage of the 40th Annual Chili Bowl Nationals, powered by NOS Energy Drink, continues here on FloRacing Heat 8. Heat 9 stacked up and ready to go. So they'll make their way down the ramp, and we'll get our look at one of the other pre-race favorites here in this one as Shane Golubic, heat race time here in the building for him. And we'll draw a lot of eyes and a lot of attention out of the Matt Wood Racing camp as they've got a lot of cars who are going to be trying to follow Shane's lead as this week goes on.
Yeah, what a year they had last year in this building for Matt Wood. Every prelim night locked in a car. I think what they had 4 lock in. I mean, we had the rookie sensation last year, Landon Brooks on Tuesday, and of course Ryan Burnell is always a favorite to lock in, but this will get our attention here with Shane Golubic next on the racetrack. Let's go up top for TJ Forge pit interview with Earl Hoon.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, how about a Cameron Key right at the line? You're able to steal the heat race win from the rookie Jesse Schlotfeld. The first thing you said out there was, man, that was nerve-wracking. Walk me through it.
Holy cow, yeah. I mean, we just had so much luck there with the way, we just kept moving up further and further. They kept crashing out. So you got to have a ton of luck in this building. We had some there. We were also really fast, too. But, yeah, man, that's scary. Some of those guys, we need a filter system. Some of these people should not be on the front row of a heat race.
Guys, Cousin Cameron with a hell of a run right there. He should be our high point man, or if not, tied with Canon Macintosh.
You are correct, Earl. Tied with Cannon up at the top of the points. Here's the grid for heat number 8. Sean Jackson, Gage Weldon make up the front row. Cole Parker and Shane Golubic, Cade Morton, Logan Prickett, and Jim Van Zandt. 7 cars for 8 laps around and more points on the line. Here on night number 1, it is Second Opinion Auto Center night in the building here at the Chili Bowl Nationals.
Crowd's packed in nicely as well as we sit with 2 heat races to go. Still plenty of racing action live on FloRacing. We're happy you've joined us here for night number 1 of 5 preliminary nights. Of course, Saturday's run through the alphabet soup to Driller Saturday night. It's going to be a good time as always, as we'll see what Shane Golubic can do. Just got to get through this first lap first. We've already seen trouble nearly derail the hopes of one favorite, but Kyle Larson was able to rebound to score 101 points after being in an accident. Just a few heat races to go. Sugar Shane now on the outside of row number 2 will have all the focus. Cade Morton, a veteran out of Coweta, Oklahoma, inside of row number 3. Gage Weldon had a good shootout as well outside of the front row. Lights out, come to green. Jackson and Weldon gonna set the pace. Weldon outside of the front row will have the whole shot off the back straightaway. Here comes Shane Golubic now, 4-2. Now dives to the inside of the Matt Wood Racing 17 and will challenge for the lead. He's got a rookie up ahead, can be patient here as those 2 try to pull away from Sean Jackson.
Golubic's going to know the value of this position. Big picture thinking. You watch him push the bottom of the racetrack coming out of 4, swing to the high side in 1 and 2 as he lines up the next set of moves coming through the corners.
Weldon doing a nice job as the caution flag waves of switching his lines around, and that's the 17K of Cole Parker that has come to a stop top side of turns 1 and 2.
So Parker to a stop, was running 6th at the time. see what it takes to fire him back off and underway here at the Chili Bowl Nationals. Chris, there's money getting continually added to our purse.
Yes.
You saw the race for the million.
Yes.
Extra 500 on top of the 2-win tonight for the A main event. Well, now, just getting word that we've also kicked in extra money for second place.
Oh.
Taking a look at it, Brian Holbert sends me a text message. Precision Plating, second place bonus in all A mains. Sorry, it's not Precision Plating, it's Lap 5 who is putting it up, and Lap 5 is putting an extra $500 for second place.
Wow.
Every night of the prelim nights.
Nice.
Appreciate to those that donated. And then you mentioned the race for Million Twos. Their Saturday C main, B main, and A main winners, all $500 extra as well.
Precision Plating is sponsoring the Best Appearing Car Award, which we'll talk about coming up later as well. So, money still coming in. Meanwhile, to the work area goes Cole Parker.
Running for Robert Cummings. Ohio Valley Sports Productions on the side of the Coal City, Indiana natives ride this week, and don't see a lot of haste in the work area. Taking a look at the right front. Lights out, though. This is going to hope for a caution if you're a Cole Parker fan, because we're coming back to green with 6 to go.
It's a long time for Golubic to settle in and diagnose how he wants to get around Weldon. Gonna go for it here in 3 and 4. To the bottom goes Golubic. Oh, Weldon tried coming back on the outside of him. Golubic with a little bit of a wheel stand, settles it down, and he is your new race leader.
I'd say Shane made some adjustments into that yellow. This car looks like it has a lot more of just pure launch off the corner. Front end got a little lighter, and that thing looks really good out in front of this field.
Found something to get that right rear digging more into the racetrack and create some grip. Prickett now working on Jackson for the spot. Those two change lines, battering each other with the rear tires. Prickett trying to go up and around the top of turn number 2, and he's got the spot.
Prickett, who started 6th, has that 3rd position now as we'll try to run down your top 2. Shane Golubic absolutely rolling. 2 laps ago, he was half a second quicker than Gage Weldon. That time just a couple of tenths, but has pulled away on the white flag lap. As Sugar Shane will dive to the inside, see the checkered flag, and he goes 4-1 here in heat race number 8.
115 for Shane, just keeping right up with everybody else and kind of what the expectations has been. Your big dogs are showing out and scoring well.
Yeah, everyone's done their jobs this far. The guys that are supposed to get to the front have found their ways, that's for sure.
Might have 6 to 7 drivers out of that make the qualifiers too.
Yeah.
So
make for really good qualifiers, Caleb.
I didn't intentionally.
Welcome
set you
to the
up for that
party.
one.
Yeah.
So one more heat race to go coming out on the Expo Raceway surface, as we'll put a bow on Second Opinion Auto Center qualifying night heat racing action. 7 cars going to duke it out for passing points, with an Indiana and California front row, including a driver that's won 2 preliminary nights on Monday.
Final heat race of the evening. We're going to go to hot laps coming up next for Race of Champions, O'Reilly's Invitational Race of Champions. But first, we need to check in with Chris Moore, who's got Shane Golubic.
Yeah, Sugar Shane rolling right back into this building, man. Your team was so good last year. Do you feel like it's on you to kind of get this thing rolling for this year?
I don't know. These guys, some of them outperformed me last year, so I got to keep up with them. They did a great job last year, but that means nothing this year. So, yeah, I like going early in the week, just kind of keep my mind fresh and be as fresh as I possibly can be on a Monday. But, yeah, it's always good to start off good. Getting the heat race win is checkbox number 1. So, yeah, the NOS Energy Drink car felt really good there. We'll just have to keep up on it and see what happens. It's really cool to get to run the Race Champions this year and maybe learn something. But, yeah, my guys are working really hard, but this NOS Energy Drink car feels really good.
Clinton said it looked like the car drove off the corner a lot better after that yellow. Was that a driver adjustment or some in-cockpit tuning up?
No, I just dial myself right out if I start touching knobs. So these aren't even connected to anything. They're just for show.
There you go, Clinton. Just a driving change.
Clint, do you buy that?
Yeah, I wouldn't tell my secrets either, Shane. He smiled way too big.
Yeah. Hey, whatever he did, it worked. Absolutely. And he made a good point, too. Running the Race of Champions, extra laps, that's got to be huge. Not only for the drivers running tonight, but even if you're running later in the week.
We've got Steve Gresham, Tanner Carrick coming up, row number 1 here. Briley Kilmer and Jerry Coons Jr., Mac Leopard and Michelle Decker. And then it's Blake Anderson's favorite driver, shirtless Nathan Crane, starting row 4 all by himself.
Kicked off the flip count at 9:40 a.m. on practice day yesterday.
Welcome to the party, Nathan Crane.
Yeah.
Noted for not wearing his T-shirt in the pit area at the Badger Midget shows. Shirtless Nathan Crane.
Well, he was walking up the main alley yesterday during practice day, chomping on a piece of pizza, shirtless, with his driver's suit hanging down. Just vibes.
Very cool.
Luckily, it was like 55 degrees.
Yeah.
It's nice on his prelim night. Come Saturday, though, that might be a different story because we're going to have a high of about 30 here in Tulsa.
And of course, I didn't pack the big jacket. Oh, well.
You're inside,
if only there was a way we could know what the weather was going to be about a week or two ahead of time.
Yeah.
Someone should admit that one.
Yeah.
So, big race for Carrick here. He's got to keep in lockstep with what everybody else is doing. And at this point, again, his ceiling is limited to 105, but again, it's not letting the rest of those guys get too far out and away from him.
Yeah, it's only 5 or 10 points behind your main pack, so great start there. Exactly what he needed. Good job by Jerry Coons Jr. to fall in line in second. Those two are going to battle out the rest of this heat race.
This be a good, really benchmark for Jerry. See where his car speed is compared to one of the Keith Coons cars, which has always got as much power and as much handle as anybody in the building. Carrick.
I was going to say, there's a big old battle for third there that nearly got disastrous in 3 and 4 with Michelle Decker holding off the rookie Mac Leopard.
That's Crane's 31C trying to get by Steve Gresham as a little further in the field. Decker still holding off Mac Leopard.
Carrick right now pretty consistently in the 11.7s. Coons spin high 11.8, 11.9 so far. So that time 11.68.
There's something wrong with Leopard's car, guys. It's not firing off the corners. So that's going to die right here. Yep, dead. And then goes off again. So
it's like as soon as he gets back to throttle, well, that time it was okay. He may have died a little bit.
He's just trying to hang on at this point, trying to salvage anything he can.
Well, there goes Briley Kilmer to the outside of Mac Leopard for that position. That'll be for 4th.
5 to 5 gives you a 75 or 72 pointer. That's above what the estimated cut line was.
Yeah.
And now with one car spinning out,
Steve Gresham in the 27G, who was running 7th.
Leopard's in the work area. Chase McDermott and team to his attention. Looks like they may be going under the hood. Potentially a battery going low on that thing. So hard telling, yeah.
Something small.
The way it was dying coming out of the corner, you don't totally know.
Either way, they need to get him back out there. Again, 5 to 5 would do it. Gresham's restarting. They'll have Nathan Crane in there in the transfer position.
He gave up 2 spots by coming and lights are out, so he's not going to get back out this time.
Ooh. So Leopard now C main bound, at least from our estimates.
Checking all the fuel pickups.
But like you said, out of time, because Tanner Carrick's going to lead him back to green. 2 to go with him and Jerry Coons Jr. at the front of the field. Michelle Decker holding on to 3rd. That brings Briley Kilmer up to that 4th spot. Kilmer will go on attack mode here for that 3rd position.
Kilmer was wicked quick during hot laps. Sticks a nose inside Decker, looking for 3rd here at the very end. Well, Tanner Carrick set the benchmark. Coons knows he's going to need to find a little more speed out of his car, as he was a couple of tenths off for the most part during that race, but he will take 2nd and 103 points. Decker gets 101 for 3rd. Kilmer should make it, and then question marks behind him.
Well, the calculators will begin buzzing to calculate our top points getters, and of course, everything we mention unofficial until the Chili Bowl Nationals posts it, but can pretty much assert that Cameron Key and Canon Macintosh tied at the top for high points, 125.
40 cars make the qualifiers, so we'll have 4 10-car qualifiers